Chuffy 1 2. What 1 2? Chuffy Chuffy 1 2. 1 2. Chuffy Chuffy 1 2. What we're gonna say, what we're gonna do, you. Check your sound. What we're gonna say, what we're gonna do, you. Yeah, we're working. Yeah, sound's working. I'll do this. Do this. Look, you enjoy that. That's your best bit. That's your favourite bit. I'm Genshin Kid. I'm Gravekipper. I'm Scotty Hottie. Hi, you're with Scott. It's midnight. It's always midnight. This is your right ear. This is your left ear. It's Sunday, 15:15. 15 minutes past 15 o'clock. That means it's 3:15. It's a lovely sunny day in the UK. Dog's had a little walkie. Only a little one because it's warm. I'm going to do him a bigger one later. And now we're going to go straight into playing Genshin Impact. I'm not going to do 15 minutes of chuffing and chatting at the start. I'm just going to go bang, straight in. Genshin Impact. I want to say Super Nintendo Switch. It's not. I'm playing it on the PlayStation. But there you go. There you go. It's bright, isn't it? Jesus. Could have a jazzier loading screen, couldn't it? Could have a jazzier loading screen. So I'm new to Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact's new to me. I'm aware of it for a year and a bit now, and I've veered away from it because I don't like those sort of games with loot boxes. It's a gacha game. But I actually thought it was a bit of an MMO multiplayer thing. It's got multiplayer co-op options, but it's not an MMO. It's a single player, free to play, do what you like, free to play. The gacha element, I'm going to say this at the start of every chuffing broadcast now, aren't I? So to go straight into it, and now I'm doing the chatting. The gacha element, for those that are uninitiated, is a Chinese concept. Gacha is a word that means, I don't know if I've got a literal translation, but it's the gacha is the sound of the machines. Like, you know, Kinder eggs. You know, there's machines at the beach where you twist the thing and you get a little egg, and inside it, you don't know what it is. It's a toy. And you know me, I got my hand up it and tore all the things out and ripped out all the toys from the Black Country Museum. That one, it's that in a game. So you get your team and you get your characters and you get your little people. I've got other people in my cast list. Look, there's my other character. That's my main character. You gather up these skins, these characters, these things, whatever. And you don't just get it through the game just by winning. You win the points, and then you spend the points on the opportunity to win the characters. Open the box. Do you want to take the prize or open the box? And that's basically it. And then apparently people spend thousands and thousands of dollars, or pounds, or Chinese yen, depending on which currency you currently prefer. They spend lots of it, bitcoins. They spend lots of it on trying to get the opportunity to win the characters. For some reason. That's my web browser. If you want to see me, look, Scotty Hottie there. Ganji Kid. Find me on YouTube, Super Nintendo Switch, or PlayStation if you like. So this is the game. This is the one they're all talking about. If you don't seen it yet, you will have seen it by now because I've shown it you now. But you'll see it again in the future. It'll be talked about more in the future. It'll become quite popular in the West, I'm sure. It's probably the most popular video game in the world. I've only just started it. I wanted to see what's going on. What just what's going on. What's all the chat about? Why are they so interested in this? Now, here's an issue. I left the game in this room, and there were 4 other people in the room. I was about to talk to them. I haven't talked to them. They've gone. So I don't know. What's that? Is that something I can pick up? Yeah, it's something I can pick up. I'll just pick up all this stuff. You never know. I know that in the future of the game, some stuff's going to become important. But I don't know what. I don't know which bits of the currency, which bits I'm going to need to save, which bits are valuable. So I'm just going to pick up everything. Not really that worried. And I am saying as well, I will say one more thing before we actually get into what's going on. Oh, look, I can sit. Go on then. I'll sit down because the cat is now meowing. They wait until I've started streaming. You alright? Want to go out? The back door's open. The cat flap is open. But don't worry, your doorman of the front door will deal with you. That's one cat sorted. Just wait for the other one to kick off in a minute. So I'm free to play. I played Hearthstone. Wasn't free to play. Got roped. Ended up spending money every season on the new cards. Gave it up 2 seasons ago. No more new cards for me. Can't spend that money on that. Just can't do it. Love the game. Absolutely love Hearthstone and the mechanics of the game. Compelled to play it every day. Played it free to play, learned all about it, became a legend, became top 3,000 legend, and then binned it off because I can't just keep... They made the game worse as well. They disrespected me by ruining the game, removed all the control and made it super aggro. In Wild now, you finish games on turn 2. I just can't play that anymore. So when I'm looking at Genshin Impact, I'm not going to get roped in. I'm free to play. And there's no point in this game where I'm going to spend money, but there may come a point where I feel like spending money, and that's going to be the interesting thing. So that's what we're looking for at the moment. The other thing to note, one final thing, is that my face really should be on the other side, shouldn't it? There's a space there for my face there. Just there, look. But I like it over here, covering up my unique ID. And looking into frame this way. So I like being over here, so you're just going to have to deal with it. If you want me to change where my face is, I'll change where my face is. Fine. Meet Amber at the temple, but I am Amber. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Look, I am Amber. So, don't know why I need to meet her at the temple. Can I talk to her here? You might also notice as well that they're all costume girls with their anime. And there's nothing wrong with anime. Anime is cool. Attack on Titan, it's cool, isn't it? But they've gone a little bit for the saucy. Not fully kinky, but a little bit. It's not sexual, is it? It's not sexual, you could say. Couldn't say. But like the young girls, they've got the thigh highs and the little shorty shorts. Look, you know what I'm saying. Look, they're just doing the pose there. So there's an element of titillation in it, isn't there? But for me, that's not titillating, because it's just a little cartoon graphic on a screen of a character in an anime. Like, if it was a real woman in my real life, then titillation may occur. But since they're just cartoon graphics, I don't feel compelled and what's the word, titillated by it. So this part doesn't like draw me, but it might, for others it might, and that might be the reason they're spending the money. I don't know. You know, I don't know. I certainly think the voice acting is very good. I'm pleased with that. And I chose to be the female character so I can listen to her voice acting and not the male voice acting. Because if there is any element of titillation, I suppose the real auditory signals given by the characters, you know, real voices might have some. I don't know. So this is what we're doing. I'm just going for a little look around now, look. They told me to get on with what they want me to do. I don't do what I'm told. I'm just going, grabbing all these books. They're mine. That's mine. I suppose these will always be here. They're not going anywhere, are they? I'm not going to be reading them, for Christ's sake. Hello. Oh, Elon Musk. Elon Musk. Yekakushimoshi. I'm not set in Japanese. I'm set in, Chinese. I'm set in English, aren't I? Oh, this bit isn't voice acted. It's a shame. Because sometimes they're voice acted. And I'm not going to be reading all the stuff. I can't be arsed with it. I'm not questioning anything, really. I'm not reading it. It's just skip. Don't care. Bye. Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Oh, something else like I've been saying at the start of each playthrough is this is a free game. It's free. I downloaded it for free. I haven't spent any money on it. So at some point, I may feel comfortable giving them the equivalent of what I would give to a decent game studio who produced a game that I played for 40 hours. So if I end up loving this and really enjoying it, I will feel less aggrieved about giving them some money. In fact, I wouldn't mind, you know, indie studios and stuff. I get a cheap deal on the thing, but sometimes I think, oh, like the other day we bought This War of Mine on sale on the Switch. I've already bought it once. I've got it on the computer. But because it was on sale on the Switch and I really enjoyed it so much, I felt giving them an extra £1.70 was just fair. So, you know, I'm happy to do that. So if Genshin Impact turns out to be good enough, then I don't feel aggrieved about spending, say, you know, 30 to 40 quid on a primo game. I would spend 40 quid on Breath of the Wild 2. It's going to cost 60. So I'm going to be forced to spend 20 more than I'd like to. But this seems to be quite like Breath of the Wild in a way. Quite expansive. It's like Breath of the Wild crossed with anime. And it's free. So am I prepared to give them 40 quid total or £10 a month? You know, how much money per month do I spend on gaming if this is the game I'm playing and the only game? Because that was something that happened with Hearthstone, was I felt it was expensive to buy all those cards. But then I reasoned out that for a year I haven't bought any other computer games. I was playing Hearthstone on the daily. Didn't need to buy, I mean, I bought Breath of the Wild obviously, but You know, I didn't need to buy so many other things because I was constantly on Hearthstone. I was like, well, I'm saving money theoretically. Maybe I should, you know, give it to Hearthstone. Oh, library rules. Be quiet. Just keep quiet, you. See, keep quiet. That was the first one. Don't look in the books. Give the books back. Get off. Get off me. Just leave me alone. I don't want to keep reading the library rules. What's this? It's a photo of the library. So, glad I got that. Don't care. Don't care about the photos of the libraries. What is all these books? I hope there's something good for, you know, collecting them all. Because here I am doing it. Oh, I've sat down again. Better get up there. Better get up, get off your seat. You want to tune with the bass and the beat that's darker. Dance it like the hacker. Growl like Chewbacca. Cap like a slacker. Super strafey come to save ya. That's me. My rhymes. I don't do other people's rhymes. I do sometimes. I do, but I'll tell you if they're other people's. Shove off, Ella. You're boring. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. I want to go out there. No, I can't go out there. Stuck in the library. Trapped in the library. Trapped. Hill chill ballad there. Trapped in the... You see, they're twinkling though, so you want to pick them up, don't you? So, not gonna... And you might have also noticed I've had a shave and I've cut my own hair with the scissors. Cut my own hair with the scissors. It will grow back. It is chin length, but it's bobbing up a little bit above my chin because I didn't do it wet. I'm a proper hairdresser. I know what I'm doing, and I did it wrong. I just hacked it off with the scissors. Because chuff it. You know, everyone's had a COVID haircut over the last couple of years. I don't mind looking a bit daft. So I've just got rubbishy hair that I've hacked off myself with scissors for a bit. So, whatever. Whatevs. It's giving me, look, it's telling me where to go now because I need the help. Look, magic on the floor saying, get out here, you chopper, that's where you go. Could have a jazzier loading screen, couldn't it? The loading screen. I like a nice jazzy loading screen. So what do you think of Grave... Hello, Nigel. What do you think of Gravekipper of Genshin Impact? That's... Oh, I'm the only... I see. That's a good system. That's a good system. And I'll be the only person you watch, and then I'll get all the tips that Twitch as a total platform deserve. So this is Genshin Impact. Look, this is the world. I've got a shortcut wheel. I don't mess with that. In fact, I've only just started, so I don't really know what's going on. Paimon's talking to me. Now, where's Paimon? Where is she? Because when she talks, you get voice acting. From now on, the adventure should probably get more dangerous. We should make sure we get prepared. I don't know what we're doing. I can fly, look. Got that. Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild, my way over there. It's gone quiet as well. Hasn't it? Has it gone quiet? It's gone quiet. What's going on? Usually it should go, ha, 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 ha. I want to do that. Have I broke the game? It's gone well quiet for me. There's no audio input capture happening. I broke the game. Let's go and... I can't believe it's gone silent. Let's go and see if Amber will pipe up when we meet Amber. There's a button for run. That's not it. That's it. Look, they're all here in their short shorts, aren't they? It must be warm.
There's the blacksmith.
Oh. Paimon's piped up. There's the blacksmith. What do I need to do? What's the blacksmith got to do with it? It can't be that warm. She's fully dressed. She's wearing the same shoes and tights combo that the... She's wearing the same shoes and tights. I see. Now I'm going to get into the fashion. She's wearing the same shoes and tights combo that the... what was she? She was a nun. The nun was wearing. And I was like, that's a bit kinky for a nun. But there she is there. Whoever that is. She's not happy with the blacksmith. She doesn't like looking at him. The blacksmith there. So there she is. Now, all the character models are really well done, aren't they? It's free to play. Free to play, look. You can't look up there. Don't look up there, you. She's wearing shorts anyway. Don't look up there, you. Yeah, really well done for a free-to-play game. I don't know why the sound's gone off, though. What's happening with the sound? And where am I supposed to be going? Amber, 200 metres that way. All right. I'm unhappy with the sound being missing. It's a huge problem. See if it kicks off when Amber talks to me. When I talk to Amber, see if that fixes it. And also, look, harvest snowberry. Look, there you are. Harvest the snowberry all over the... Make sure you're picking up things off the ground. Don't leave these free things on the ground. Look, they're mine. They belong to me. I'll have an apple, thank you. That's mine. I could play this game without any of the... any of it. Anything they're laying on. Don't need to do any of it. Could just happily run around here and collect apples. It's a bit got the Pokemon. Now, also, I want you to draw your attention to the fact that we spent a full $60 or whatever it was, $40 on Pokemon. A full game Pokemon was an absolute, proper full game. This is so much more expansive and beautiful. So much more Breath of the Wild. This is what Pokemon should have been, but wasn't. Now, there's that. She wants to see me over there, but she's going to have confusion because I'm off over there to that red thing. Can't help it. We want the sound back on, but I'm off over there to that red thing. I can't help it. What's that? Is that little rabbit? It's a little rabbit, look. I can't help it. I'm off over there to that. What's that? Is that a baddie? Right. You see, where's the sound? Free to play, you shenanigans. I'm off over there and then I'll go back to wherever she is. Ah, look, baddies. Chuff them. Look, get me to that red thing. I want that. Whatever it is. Get me over there, you. I'll pick that. That's mine. Oh, sound. We did get sound. Why is it not doing all the sound? What a weird game. Do you think it's broken in some way? I think it's broken. That's mine. Get off that. That's mine. Thanks. Oh, Chuff. Look, there's more world. Hang on, this is what you do. When you find out there's more world, then you do this. You just scroll out and zoom out until you can see the full map. And you're like, that's how big it is, but I can't see it yet. Pretty big. Isn't it? Look, pretty big. It's going to be pretty big. Fair enough. I'll just leave. And I'll go and talk to Amber. But I'm a bit concerned I've not got any proper sound. So my only other option is to turn it off and on again. How'd you do that? I'm so bad at using... You know what they do to you, right? On one system, this button is go, and on the other system, this button is not go. Like on the Xbox, the one button is do things, and it's the other. And on the Super Nintendo, it's different. Why do they do that to you? Why not have a consistent button mapping? Nintendo invented it first, so you're copying Nintendo, yeah? So why do you have to have a circle and a square? Can't you just have A, B, and X, Y? You've got the same colours, but they're in different places. Why do that? Just copy Nintendo. Just copy them. Like Nintendo invented it, you copy them. That's fine. We'll do it this way. Right, I'm closing Genshin Impact, and then I'm opening it again. So hopefully we get the sound on. And if we don't get the sound, I'm going to put the relaxing music. So there you go. It's interesting though. I'm going to stop in the future episodes. I'll stop talking about the sort of lay of the land of Genshin Impact, and I'll start just getting into the game. But it is really interesting that a concept like don't pay for the game, have it free. Like we're used to that in the West now. So used to it. Like Fortnite's acceptable to everyone. It's a free game, so you get it for free. But, and even I have paid money into the Fortnite kitty, Epic Games, have had some of my money, because I thought, well, I've been playing this for free for a few runs now, and, you know, I get my money out of it. I'm quite prepared to pay £6 for a battle pass, or whatever it was, and have some free costumes, you know, ongoing. I've still got that battle pass V-Buck. You know, you win the next battle pass by completing the old one. I never have to spend any more money. I only spent £6 on Fortnite. It was a good deal. I could see that some kids really want the Spider-Man costume, and if I was their parents, I'd say absolutely not. You don't need a Spider-Man costume in Fortnite. One of the things that annoys me about Fortnite, actually, is that you can't delete the skins because they give you free stuff, and I don't want all that crap. I don't want any Fortnite Spider-Man crap. I've got it in my inventory now. I want to delete it. They won't let you. People around the world, we're happy with spending the money on the free games, aren't we? We're happy that the game's concept is it's free, but you spend money later. But with Genshin Impact, I don't think people are going to be as happy because there's this feeling of a loot box. The whole loot box thing has been written off. It should be. I don't like loot boxes. Write them off. You know, Hearthstone card packs where I don't get the cards I spent my money on is just... No, it's rude. The Hearthstone collectible card game where you can't trade the cards for other cards like you could with your old collectible trading cards. It's a bit weird. They should do an NFT version maybe. I don't know. Don't get me started. Could have a jazzier loading screen. But with Genshin Impact, I feel like there's going to be this instinctive pushback against a game where you don't get what you pay for, where you could be giving your kids the money, or adults could be spending their money on stuff and not getting what they want. And therefore, you know, it's a bit like gambling, isn't it? It's a bit like gambling. But on another way, when we were kids, we did Lucky Dip, didn't you? You paid 20p and you put your hand in the sawdust thing. And, you know, if you got a... Oh, look, sound's back now. See, it was broken. If you get a, if you get an old rotten dog poo, then you've got an old rotten dog poo. But if you get a nice shiny ruby, then you've got a nice shiny ruby. So, oh, hello.
An answer from this world?
What's that? Can I touch that? What's that? What's that blue thing there? Look. All right, look, these chuffers are having a go now. I don't know how to lock on, but I know how to do this. Oh, run out of hoit-doya power.
Prepare to be blown away.
There you go. Prepare to be blown away. Lovely voice acting, isn't it? I'll collect this stuff. I don't know what it is, slime condensate, but I know that in the future there's going to be some system of draining your resources, so I want to collect as many as possible. What is that? What is it? All right, forget it. Where's Amber? Talk to Amber. I'll be Amber. Look, I can be Amber. Look. Wow. And Amber's got different skills. Look. She's got this cool bow and arrow. And if you want to target with it, you have to hold... Oh, what's she doing? No. All right, I've done it now. I haven't got a choice. Let it go. She's got that thing. I don't know what that thing is. And she's... Where's her moves? Look. Do that, but there's a targeting, isn't there? Isn't there targeting? There it is. Targeting. And it's annoying because when you're targeting, you need to press the circle button here to shoot, not trigger. Oh, trigger works. All right, well, I'm fine then. I'm fine. Got trigger now. 10 XP. Don't know what I'm getting the XP for. Where's Amber? I'm going the wrong way now. Hang on, let me just pick up the mushrooms. Oi! I thought these were fellas I could talk to. They're angry. Got little Lionel heads. It's like a bokoblin. But it's like one of the people from Zelda. It's like one of the baddies from Zelda. But it's got a little Lionel head. It's like a combo baddie. Oi! He shot me! I'll race you there. Have that, look. You'll enjoy that. That's your favourite. You like that. What does it even do? Oh! Blows the chuff up. Right. I'm moving backwards, look. Alright, you. Just don't hit a girl. She's got the sword, look. You're not gonna enjoy that, you. You got told there, you got told. Feels very much like Zelda. It didn't feel like much of a challenge, that did. They're level 10s and I'm a level 4, but like, I don't even know if I'm getting damaged by... Like, oh no, I'm level 8, look at the bottom there. That's my HP, is it? I don't know. It doesn't even feel like they're doing anything to damage me. Like, I could just stand around and pick the mint instead, look. Have a go on these rocks. I'll do this, I'll show you. They'll shoot me, nothing bad happening. It's like not really an enemy, is it? It's just like a little pesky... It's almost like a collectible, you know, it's almost like those rocks. Just smash it up to get the thing. I suppose there will be more challenge later. This is just the early stages. Isn't it weird? It's like a single player, free to play. Usually when it's free to play, it's got other, like, it's got microtransactions all the way through. This does have that.
From this world?
But you don't buy the things you want. You can't dress up funny. You can't wear a new hat. You just buy the resources so that you can open the chests so that you can get the other characters and what have you. Like the way Amber's my other character. I think there's like 50 to 100 of these other characters or something. And that's what you're going for. Let's see if Amber can talk to Amber. Where's Amber? I'm Amber, and my quest is to talk to Amber. So this is annoying the chuff out of me, because I am Amber. Yeah. Oh, more mint. You know what that looks like? Growing up right like that with its bud on top like that, you know? Mint, of course, it looks like mint. So, what's this? Treasure chest. It's in a... Is that a treasure chest or is it unobtainable? Unobtainable. Only if you can hurt people. Godwin. Hello, Godwin. Oh! He pulled a face. Look. Didn't like that, did you, Godwin? You have that, you push! Right, have that, you. Right, I'm gone. I'm gone. Leave Godwin alone. If for a very relaxing place, I'll tell you what it doesn't have, which I'm a bit surprised at, for this beautiful, everything beautiful, sound design and voice acting great, but where is the little Breath of the Wild twinkle in the background? In fact, I bet if I put it on in the background, it will complete the whole thing, won't it? It will complete the... This will be on YouTube somewhere, won't it? Look, Breath of the Wild background ambient. I just want that diddling. It just goes like that. Diddling. Not rainy. Not music. Not music. Orchestrated. Ambience. Maybe this. That's it. That's more like it, isn't it? That's more like it. Don't know if you noticed, I just banged my headphones on the microphone then. One of the things I'm looking to try and do is find out how to monitor my... I can either listen to it on the desktop microphone then. I'm delayed. One of the things I'm looking to try and do is... Because Twitch is like 30 seconds behind the real life in my world, but I could also listen to it through the headphones through OBS, but then I'm also delayed because I've got a delay on my voice talking to you. I can't monitor my own sound. Right then, where's Amber? See how relaxing it is though? See how chilled it is? Like, I don't see... One of the things with these gacha games, or like FIFA's another example. I used to love FIFA, right? I'm just going to go on a little chat. I'm just going to stand out in the wildlife and have a little chat with you. I used to love FIFA. And the thing I loved most about FIFA was the manager mode, because I support Birmingham. I've said this many times before on stream. Birmingham aren't the best team in the world, but if I got myself FIFA, the last time I bought it was 2018, FIFA 18. I bought every FIFA from like 1995 onwards. So I've given them a lot of money over the years. Every year I bought their new game, which is the same as the old game with a slight... It went through revolutions. There were times when FIFA... I remember there was a great big jump, like the GameCube version over the N64 version was huge. You know, a huge leap forward. So... It's not always the same game, but I bought FIFA. I love FIFA. The thing I love most is the manager mode. I get my Birmingham team and I manage them, essentially buying and selling players over a course of seasons, and they get better and we win the leagues and it's great fun. What they did is they turned that into online manager mode, essentially, where you buy card packs, they're loot boxes, you open them up, you might get Ronaldo, you might not, and then you're all chasing the same ultra team, the same solved meta team, you know, unless you're playing a slightly different formation or style, you're all chasing the same card packs, the same characters. That's not what manager mode was like. You only had one Ronaldo in manager mode and he played for one team and you could either have him or not. you know, and like as Birmingham, I could not. But the joy of manager mode was with scarce resources and careful strategy, consistent improvement, and moving forward to eventually that end goal of it's almost like playing with toy dolls. You know, like when I was a kid, my sister had like My Little Pony dolls, and I didn't have so many actual figures. Oh look, the battery ran out. I didn't have so many actual figures. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to go emergency backup camera, because whilst I do have a battery lined up, this will just work fine as well. This will be fine for a little bit, I think. And I'll just change the size of it. This just worked fine for a little bit, I think. Just like that. Just a little I'm looking over there where I think you are, and you're up there now. Little emergency different camera. It's fine. It's fine. I'll switch the batteries in a minute. I'm just doing some talking. So, scarce resources and playing with dolls. I know it sounds silly because I'm a grown-up boy, but like playing with dolls, like fantasy in your mind, like Lego's the same. You know, and Minecraft is like Lego, but on the computer, isn't it? So FIFA is like playing with dolls, but on the computer. So are other games like Warcraft is a bit like that. Dungeons and Dragons and tabletop gaming where you've actually got your little dolls. Space Marines, they're not little dolls, they're Space Marines. I've painted them so they look tough. They've got guns, but they're little dolls, aren't they? I'm playing with my little dolls. And in my imagination, they're not little dolls. I'm in space and it's the Marines and, you know, all that sort of business. So I'm quite happy with that as a concept. I had FIFA because I can't manage Birmingham, the football team in real world, but I could play with my dolls. I'm quite happy to say it like that. You know, some people are going to say, oh, little dolls, little girls' toys. It's just a concept that examples how I'm thinking and, you know, translating my game that I'm playing with my little toys into a world in my mind that is realistic and fantastic. And that's why when I played FIFA, even the old games that weren't that realistic or fantastic, and I won the league with Birmingham, I was like, yes, come on you Blues. And the cup finals, I tell you something else I never let myself do. I never let myself cheat. Like, no save and reload. If you lose the cup final, you lose the cup final. You know? So this fantasy world of Birmingham being the best football team, it's all still there. If you want to play manager mode on FIFA, it is still there. But what they've stopped doing is spending any care and attention on making it good. What they care about now is making that card pack mode the best mode. If you buy the new FIFA, you're essentially buying your way into the new card pack season. And your last season team, whatever, may not count anymore this year. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it works exactly. But I know kids spend a lot of money chasing Ronaldo in the card packs or whatever footballers there are. And it's not the same game. You know, you're still playing a game of football against your mates with your team, but you've both got similar teams if you've both got all the card packs and what have you. It's not Birmingham versus Villa like me and my mate used to play. It's not that. Something different. It's my ultra team versus your ultra team. I don't want that. I've got no desire to spend money on packs of cards to get an ultra FIFA online team. I don't even care to play online with people. I've never even been able to, you know, grade how good I am. I expect I'm quite good at FIFA, I'll have you know. I play on world class with Birmingham and we win the leagues. I'm quite good at FIFA. I've got my styles and strategies as well, depending on the players. If I've got fast players, that's the way I like to play. If I've got slow players, I've still got I reorganise my formations. Strategic as well. I love FIFA. I've given it all up because they've not improved the manager mode over the last 5 years. It's just the same old chuff. And once you cracked their little code of where the best players come from, they've got a system on manager mode where you can sign a player for nothing, just for transfer. On the transfer window, they are out of their contract and you sign them for nothing. You just pay their wages. It happens in real football, but there's no way in the world Eden Hazard would sign for Birmingham just for the wages. It never would happen. But I can make it happen in FIFA. So I've got the best players. I've won the game. That's not what I want. I want it to be like real You know, I want Football Manager, but with the ability to play the FIFA as well. I don't want to play Pro Evolution Football Manager other game, with your great management sim and no FIFA. I want FIFA with a good manager. Anyway, what I'm saying is, that turned into a gacha game. I'm no longer interested. Why am I playing this chuffing gacha game? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It's like playing with dolls, isn't it? I thought I had a point, but I went off on the ramble and I got lost in my mind. So we'll just go and talk to Amber.
This is it. One of the deserted temples of the Four Winds.
Thought you might have more to say, Amber.
Temples have been left to waste for years now. The people of Mondstadt almost never come here. There's a chance there's a monster nest or Hilitrol camp inside. Even Storm Terror has given up on its own temple.
I don't know what the... Let's ask her about Storm Terror, because I've forgotten. She was talking about it yesterday, but I've forgotten. And this floaty chuffer is called Paimon. Simple Simon met a pieman going to the fair, said Simple Simon to the pieman, give me your pies, you chuffer, and get off. I don't even want your pies, you stinky meat pies. Have you got a Simple Simon met a pieman going to the fair, said Simple Simon to the pieman, do you have vegan pies? Are they all cooked with animal products? I don't mind if they're in the oven with an animal product pie, although I tend not to give my money to the economy of shame. Where's my face? I thought I'd fixed it and I hadn't. I tend not to give my money to the economy of shame. So if you're selling a lot of meat pies, if your main business is you're a meat pie business, then I'm going to just say, okay, thanks, no thanks. If I can find an alternative. I know some businesses that are actually run by vegans, like actual vegan people. I met them at a trade fair. They're actual vegans and they run their own little shop, their own little business because they're vegan and they want to make the world more vegan. So, but also there's a lot of money in the vegan industry as a growth industry, isn't there? You know, so now you've got like Captain Birdseye making vegan fish fingers, but Captain Birdseye is responsible for fishing half the world's fish out of the oceans. So if I start giving Captain Birdseye my money now and saying, well done for making some vegan fish fingers, what Captain Birdseye does with my money is he takes it and says, thank you, you idiot vegan. I'm going to advertise the fish business with that money because we want to sell more fish. I want to try and promote fish. That's my main thing. So thanks for your vegan money. I'll use it to promote, I'll give it to the people that eat fish. I'll give it to the fishermen. Well done, there's a bonus. That's not what I want. People say, no, they don't. It changes the economy. If you go to the supermarket and buy all the vegan food, then they have more vegan food in it. Yeah, maybe. But maybe not from vegans. Maybe the people you give your money, maybe Mr. Tesco or Mr. Sainsbury or Mrs. Waitrose or whoever takes your money and spends it on fox hunting. I don't know. So what I want to do is just be a bit more accountable in that economy. I just want a bit more accountability in the economy. The economy of shame is not for me. So if the Simple Simon met a pieman going to the fair and the pieman's got loads of meat pies and meat's his big thing and he's going to take all his money that he makes and go and buy a nice big load of meat and make some more meat pies, I don't want to give you money for that. I do want to encourage you to do more vegan stuff. The best way is to give the money to the vegan competition. To give the money to the competition. You know, instead of buying a vegan burger from McDonald's, if there was a vegan fast food place trying to get off the ground, I'd rather give them my money. Yeah? And then what would happen is, like, hopefully they'd get more money, they'd get bigger, they'd offer more vegan stuff. Deep down, they're the right people to do it. If I start giving it to McDonald's, they keep the money and the power, and the little vegan company can't even get going because McDonald's, the people that were, even the vegans are shopping at McDonald's now because they do a vegan burger. So how is that little vegan place going to stay open? They're not. Your core market's going somewhere else anyway. Just, oh God, yeah, accountability. I have to provide the accountability. And that's the way I see it. But that's not to say that I don't still have to go to the chuffing supermarket, because there isn't a vegan supermarket, is there? And I do have to eat things. I have to watch what money I spend. I'm not a millionaire. If I had the luxury, if I were a millionaire and I had the luxury, of course. I don't. So I get it. Opportunity cost, you know, you take your best you can get, whatever. If I don't do this, I could do that. Well, I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, I try my best. And when I get the opportunity, when I see a clear difference, I'm not going to walk into the non-vegan business next door to the vegan one. I'm just not. And I'll tell you something, even if the vegan stuff's a little bit more expensive because smaller business, bigger overheads, whatever, I mean, vegan food is cheaper than, like, vegetables are cheaper than animal flesh. This weekend, it's Easter. There'll be a lot of people eating lambs, little baby lambs that have been murdered recently. Lovely little baby lambs that got murdered. There'll be a lot of people eating them, and that'll be the most expensive part of their dinner. The potatoes won't be. So if you substitute the animal flesh for something protein packed, that's probably these days, if they're making foods in laboratories and, you know, in food science labs, the protein packed stuff won't have as much fat or whatever, you know, it won't be as carcinogenic for you. Like maybe you eat the most up-to-date scientific modern food in the same way as you play the most up-to-date scientific games on your most up-to-date scientific computer with your most up-to-date scientific Elon Musk firing his money into the sky. You know, that sort of thing. Maybe if Elon Musk spent all that money on creating a vegan McDonald's chain in rivaling McDonald's, vegan from the ground up, you know, not in the economy of shame, maybe that'd be better than firing it off into the sky. Maybe we could achieve more. Anyway, the point being that I don't want to give my money to the economy of shame. I wonder how that fits into the gacha games. I haven't given them any money. But, and again, I've gone on a ramble and I've lost my train of thought on what I'm supposed to be doing and saying. I'm completely confused myself. That's the web browser. See how confused I am? That's the Super Nintendo Switch. But now I can have my face back. Thank you. And I have to just check. That's the Super Nintendo Switch. But now I can have my face back. Thank you. And I have to just check. Yes, I'm in sync. Nintendo Switch. But now I can... And it's not the Super Nintendo Switch, is it? It's the PlayStation. A bit of a shame. Because I like the Super Nintendo Switch the best. Right, Storm Terror.
Yes. I also find it hard to accept, but Storm Terror was once one of the 4 winds. Huh? Wait, did you just feel that?
I don't know what she felt, but what I would say is I remembered what I was doing Simple Simon met a pieman. That little floaty character's called Pieman. Simple Simon met a pieman going to the fair. Said Simple Simon to the pieman, if the pies are vegan, give me all the pies. Well, I don't need all of them, just give me one and another one for later. I'll double, you know, instead of making it a one purchase, I'll double my purchasing to help your business, and I'd still get the pie, so that's okay. I'll just have it later. You know, I'm willing to do that. So I said, Simple Simon to the pieman, I'll have a pie as long as they're vegan, and you yourself have good ethics. It's not just about the food being vegan; it's about the economy being vegan. Because if I'm paying into the economy of shame, if I give you that £3.50 for that pie, I don't know how much pies are these days. They've probably gone up to £5. If I give you that £5 for the pie, then that $8.50 for the pie, God, it's vegan. All right, £10 for the pie. All right, look, if I give you that pie money and you take that pie money and go and give it to somebody to shoot a fox with or fire it off into space, I'm not as pleased as if you took that pie money and reinvested it into renewable energy or animal shelters, charities, or whatever. You know, like, do you see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I think we need to have accountability. When that money's just gone handed over, it's their money then. So whatever they want to do with it. I think I just want some accountability in the chain. Like a blockchain. Like a vegan blockchain. So I was doing my Pieman bit, wasn't I? I was doing my Pieman bit. And Pieman is the name of that little floaty character. And Pieman is with us the whole time like Navi. Unexplained, inexplicable, floating Pieman. No one cares that she's floating. No one says to her, why are you floating about? What's going on with you, little Halo Pieman? Is she dead? Is she an angel? Am I dead? This is one of these where we're in the alternate universe again. Haven't even broached that topic, how we got here. Was just asked to choose which character I wanted at the start, and I thought, I'll go with the girl. Since it's that sort of game, I'll go with the girl. But we've had some sort of mental breakdown, and we're in an alternate universe. We've lost our brother. I don't know what's going on. Story mode.
The wind here. Something's off.
Very well.
Let's go in and take a look. Be careful.
All right.
The dragon's power is disturbing this area.
It's very well voice acted, though. It's really nicely voice acted, isn't it? Might be a bit quiet for you. I might have got it a bit low. I'll turn it up a bit. Let's see if we can check the sound by talking to Amber.
Everyone in Mondstadt is still getting blown about by the storm.
1 2, check Chuffy 1 2. Sound by talking to Amber.
Everyone in Mondstadt is still getting...
That sounds alright, doesn't it?
Every second we waste is a mark against the name of Favonius. Let's get in that temple. Stat!
Stat! What does stat mean? Obviously, I know stat points. I've heard of stat points. Stat statistics. Let's get in there. Statistics. No. I've heard of statutory, like statutory. I won't say the word. They don't like it on the internet, do they? That word. Statutory. That's. It can't mean that. Stat. Stat. Now I've got to find that out. They won't let me. They won't let me alone. They won't leave me alone. This is how I operate. I can't live life like with things just not unknowns. I have to find out. Oh, here's something I thought we'd do as a little diversion today. Here's the news, and I picked out this news. I'm going to start doing this in my streams. I'm going to start just absolutely. You know, I do the random diversions. I've decided I'm going to start doing this in my streams. I'm going to have 2 things lined up for streaming, so that because we did it. We did it the other day. Oh look, the chat is not. Where's the chat? Hang on. Chat. Right. I thought that what I would do is the other day we had WD-40 tips, things you can do with WD-40, and I ran it alongside the Tartaria on YouTube. That was because we've got our own YouTube channel where we stream on YouTube in the week. We're doing Tartaria there. We're doing conspiracy theory, like mad conspiracy theories. So we were talking about these conspiracy theories, and they were getting me so wound up, right? They were getting me so wound up that I decided to combine it with a website that showed us 20 top tips on what to do with WD-40. So I thought, what a cool idea. I'll come up with a concept like dual streaming. Like, you know how Aquafresh toothpaste has got 3 stripes in it? You know how your toothpaste has got stripes in it? You know how your lollipops have got like... You know how your lollipops have got... I don't know what she's doing. The lollipops have got like, you know, rhubarb and custard flavour. You know, complementary. 2 things, complementary. Thought what we could do is I could have 2 things complementary on stream. Couldn't I? I could have the thing we're doing. This is the thing we're doing today. It's Genshin Impact. And, oh... little idling animation there. You see what I mean? Pokemon doesn't have that. So doing a bit of this, and at the same time, when I feel like it, we can switch to that other stripe, taste that other flavour, and have a look at something else just to keep things, you know, buoyant. So it was a good, because like 3 hours of talking about conspiracy theory, but flitting back between, it's like two in one. 2 in 1. So today, our 2 in 1 is this story. Because look, we're out in the wilds here, aren't we? Look, mountains and that. Talking to Amber. Well, we will talk to Amber in a minute. I'll just turn into Amber. Amber on Amber action. No, that's weird, isn't it? That's weird. Amber and Amber. Twins. I'm a twin. My main character's a twin. But Amber and Amber. She don't seem fazed by it. She's obviously the real one. Look, she's standing more upright. I'm the clone. So you go around and you're walking around. There's no toilets. There's not many toilets in many games, to be fair. There are a few games with toilets. Duke Nukem had toilets. You could even go for a wee. There are a few games where you can go for a wee. But it's not sort of standard, industry standard. And there are no toilets. Genshin Impact, no toilets. There weren't any in the library. Oh, look, it updated Fortnite for me. Thanks. I don't play it on this system, you idiot. No toilets, though. No toilets. That's
Jean
normal.
will be upset if she catches us lazing around like this.
All right. I don't know who Jean is. It's going to turn into you if that's what you're saying when I'm not. No toilets, though. And so that's similar, right? That's similar to human life, but in real life there actually are toilets. But this is a story about, this is the train tracks on Snowdonia. in Snowdonia is a mountain range in Wales, and we've had really nice weather for the last couple of days in the UK. It's come around now. Spring, summer's coming around. Spring is here. We've got the nice weather back. Everyone loves it. We hate it in the bad weather. We stay indoors and all complain and wish we lived in warmer climes, but we don't. We live in where we live, and we put up with it, and that's that. That's that. We put up with it. But this lady is like one of many ladies who, when the sunshine comes out, I mean, I don't know what she does. I don't know what she does when it's... She might go out in the rain, I don't know. But in the sun, she's definitely out there up the mountain. Look, she's got her ropes. She's proper on it. And she is a guide. Welcome to Snowdonia, I'll be your guide. And she's not happy. She's called it in. She's raised the issue. People are... They're going to the toilet on the mountain. Now, if you go for a little wee, no one minds. No one's complaining. If you go for a little wee, no one seems to complain. Going for a little wee, that seems to be fine. But if you need, number twos, it's causing a problem. I don't know how they guarantee which feces are human. I don't know how they know. Now, if you come across some poop, and this is an interesting issue for me, because I walk my dog down there, and there's a little poo bin, dog poo bags. I've got them in my pocket right now. I'm not lying. Pixar, it didn't happen. I've got them in my pocket right now. I pick up my dog poo. It's not my dog poo, it's my dog's dog poo. I mean, I don't own it. I claim it, don't I? I claim it. I mean, I don't own it, he did it. It's his lookout. I'm responsible. We are all responsible for our own animals. So I do own it. It's my responsibility. So I pick up the dog poo, fine. No problem for me. Goes in the pop it in the bin. For somebody else, it seems to be a problem, because there are these quite large dog poos down there quite often. And quite often I pick them up myself, because I think whoever's left this, I know there's one lady, she's got a bad back and a big dog. It could be her. I never see her doing it, but it could be her, and she's got a bad back, and I want to help out, and it's tough for some people. It might just be an ignorant person just being rude and ignorant and just not caring. But I pick it up. How do they know it's not a dog poo up the mountain? How do they know? They're saying, look, there's poo everywhere. Must be human. How do they know it's not dogs? Big dogs. How do I know the dog poo I encounter and pick up down my local dog park is not human as well? Could be a tramp doing a poo in the dog area. How do I know? There's never any toilet roll or, butt wipings, so I assume it's dog. But here, she's caught someone having a poo. When she said she caught them, I read it so you don't have to. When she said she caught them, she saw them on the train tracks having a poo. And so she went up and was like, oh, you're having a poo. And they pulled up their trousers and ran off. Now, there's not that many places to run off to, are there? It doesn't matter how far you run, I can still see you. And I don't know how they came across somebody having a poo, because if they're up there having a poo, I could see them from miles off. I don't know why they're doing it on the train tracks. Maybe they assume that's the safest place to do it, in case the train comes. It's the only place you can get hit by the train. I mean, it's not the safest place. Or maybe they think people don't walk on there, so I'll do it there, where people don't walk. So that might be the most... They might have been trying to be conscientious. I'll tell you something, it also says in this story, is that the popularity of going up the mountain, it's at a bit of a peak. So I did there, little joke, little peak. It's a peak. Oh, forget it. They're at the top of the mountain, and there's a queue for getting to the very top and having your photo taken with the very top. What a chuffer that must be. You've walked all the way up the mountain, and when you get there, there's already 20 people in the queue. I've come all the way at the top of a mountain to get away from it all. Gone all the way to the top of the mountain to get away from it all. There's 20 people in a queue. And there's no rules on top of the mountain, are there? But they just fall into line. Why don't you just crawl up the side bit there and just get your photo? Oh, you have to wait in the queue, you? Well, do I? Or do you own the mountain, do you? I know it's polite and everything, but for Christ's sake, there's no rules. We're on a chuffing mountain. It's the way the British people work. We just fall into line. Fall into the queue. There's the queue. All right, I'll stand. I would stand in the queue. Even though instinctively inside me, I'd be saying, this isn't right. No one can force me to queue. You're not the queue police. You're not the mountain police, are you? I'll do what I like. Climb up there, take me selfie, get off. And what are you going to do? You're going to delete my photo off my phone? No. So just live with it. They'd all be cross. Oh, who's that chuffer? And I'd be like, well, you've got your faces on because you're stood in the queue. Because you didn't think of it yourself. Now you're cross with me. Whatever. Anyway, I would stay in the queue because I'm polite. I'd have that going on inside, like an internal turmoil. I'd have that going on inside, but I wouldn't break rank. I'd just stay in the queue because I don't really want to be that rude. Have them all chase me off the mountain. But up there, there's loads of poo apparently as well. And now you can see why. Look, they're all waiting for the... And if you do need it, it's a long way down. So they've got toilets and they've got them on the top of the mountain and the bottom of the mountain. They've thought of this. Just in case you thought, oh, you know, a bit silly to have a mountain with no toilets, isn't it? It's a bit silly to set up a mountain and not have any toilets on it. They've thought of this. They're not backwards people. They put an actual facility. It's got a cafe, it's got a toilet. Unlike this place, it's got a cafe, it's got a toilet. Like that mountain up there, you wouldn't expect them to have a cafe and a toilet. Or a queue. It's got all three. You'll be queuing a long time. They've locked the toilets down. Now, it baffles me. I know we've had a COVID, and I know that even before... Tap the microphone, don't tap the microphone. Before the COVID, public toilets were not my favourite place. I'll tell you, I'll big face, I'll tell you. I'm not the sort of person that likes to enjoys going to a public... In fact, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. I feel uncomfortable. I think this probably isn't up to my standards of cleanliness. It usually isn't. If you're a gentleman, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's like battleships. You know, isn't it? Choosing a stall is like battleships. Could be clear water. Or you could be opening the door to a sunken submarine. You don't know. But once you've opened that door and you've gone in there, you're in there and that's that. Like, you know, if you immediately come out, someone's going to look at you and think they've done that. So now they're going to think I've done this. It's like battleships. Look, you use the toilets, but you hate it, don't you? I don't know anyone who's like, yes, get me in that public toilet. That's where I'm going to save it up. I'm not doing it at home. I'm going to save it up. Get myself out to the public toilets. I enjoy them more. No one's like that. No one. In fact, sometimes I think, you know, I need to go, but I'm only an hour away from home. I could probably hold... Do you know what I'm saying? I even feel like that on most occasion. I've been known with the old headphones to be able to block out the world and just, you know, go for it. There are occasions when you're so far from home and you're not going to be back for a while that, you know, you're just going to have to take those chances. Take the chances and the risks. We're not protagonists. Don't start, but we're finishing this. That's my lyrics as well. That is. I might have to do a tangent for my lyrics now. What was that from? Rangers, Angels of the Sea. I know I'd die for you, but would you kill for me? I choose not to disguise my identity. I won't betray your trust because we're brothers in... I choose not to disguise my identity. I know I'd die for you, but would you kill for me? I choose not to disguise my identity. There's something else there. I can't think of the line. Not to disguise my identity. And then it's something about trust. Because we're brothers in arms like babes in woods, with guns in imaginations. Now the situations have become grave. I save a life and forget my name, can't forget my... I save a life and forget my face, can't forget my name, because we're engraved in places of honour, where people... So we're engraved in places of honour. I know the second verse better, I think. I haven't seen my girl for ages. I write her letters, put my love upon the pages. Behind the barrels of a gun, spitting lyrics like bullets that rip into thoughts, caught shots with your name on. A sentry sent to a foreign city. No, I see there's lines missing. So long since I've done that. So long since I've done that one. That's one of my earliest raps. It's got a chorus as well. Anyway, so public toilets are a bit of a no-no, aren't they? Bit of a no-no. Bit horrible. And they've got them on the mountain. They've got them on the mountain, Super Nintendo web browser. They've got them on the mountain, look. But they've shut them down. They've locked them down. It might have been a COVID measure because they're vectors of transmission. Although that's the only place you can wash your hands, so I don't know. But they haven't reopened them after lockdown. This summer, this season, those toilets are locked down. They are closed. There are no entrance points to the toilets. And so all the people that are turning up on the mountain, and there are lots of them, they had this during lockdown as well. They had, see this road here with all the cars on it. It's not a surprise to see cars on a road, is it? But what you will be surprised at is to think that this is up the mountains and they're all parked. They're not at the mountain car park. They're just up the mountains parked. They just get up there, just chuff it then, stop the car here, that'll do. And it gets busy and it gets dangerous, even up the mountain. What? And there's no toilets. They're all pooing on the mountain, waiting in their queues, pooing on the mountain. It's disgusting. Disgusting. That's what that is, isn't it? It's disgusting. Which of yours doesn't know how to disgusting? That's what it is. So we'll just get that. I'll just type in. I'm typing, but it's not letting me. Oh, there we go. Keyboard's awake. That's all you have to type in these days. You don't have to type in the full. Just disgust and shut. And here's the original, isn't it? Cher Lloyd. Is that the original? I don't know who uploaded the original, but.
By Cher Lloyd or Rebecca G. And don't forget all the trouble we got into.
Why does somebody not know how to flush a toilet after they've had a shit?
What do you mean?
Well, it was fucking one of yous. Disgusting!
We'll have it again. Should we have it again?
I'm
Go on
going
then.
to sing Cher Lloyd by Cher Lloyd or Rebecca G. And don't forget all the trouble we got into.
Why does somebody not know how to flush a toilet after they've had a shit?
What do you mean?
Well, it was fucking one of yous. Disgusting!
And that's what's going on top of Snowdonia today. Is this lady is basically saying, why does no one know how to clean up after themselves after they've had a shit, or at least dig a little hole with a trowel or a stick, or do it off the side or something. A funny story that happened to me once, not about poop, this isn't, but I worked in a restaurant in Bristol. I worked in many restaurants, but I worked in a restaurant in Bristol. I worked in this restaurant. It's quite a posh restaurant, quite an upper class, quite posh restaurant. They were looking for the high end. They were quite a good restaurant. So they had proper stuff coming through the, proper stuff, proper goodies. And as a kitchen porter, because that's what I worked as when I started there, washing the old dishes, I was allowed to take away some of the goodies that weren't so good anymore. Some of the goodies that were going bad. So every week at the end of night, clearing out the fridges, they would do, because they weren't one of these rubbishy places. They'd keep up with this sort of stuff. They clear out the fridges at the end of the week. Things with day dots on, they're going in the bin. And but that's restaurant quality food that just hasn't sold. So it's going in the bin. Do you want it? And quite often, yeah, you do, because you're a student. So absolutely, they feed you at the work. That's why I used to work at a restaurant, because they feed you. But they used to feed us not the restaurant food. They used to make these pasties and feed us those. So when it's the restaurant, yes. Once there was this cod, right, and it was a full-on, bigger than my head, full-on big fillet of cod. And I was like, wow, that looks awesome. I'll have that. And they were like, no, you don't want that. I was like, why not? And I opened the thing, and no, I don't want that. It smelled bad. But I said, you know what, actually? The canal's just here, the river's just there, because Bristol's got the inlet of the sea. The sea's just here. That's a great big bit of fish. I bet I could go and chuck that in this, give it to a swan. Chuck that in the sea, give it to a swan. I will have it. And they were like, what are you on about? Because you know what I'm like? I'm a bit... No. So they thought it was funny. So they said, do it now. Let's go now. Let's all have a cigarette break and let's go now. So I was like, yeah, okay. Like, they thought I was an idiot. I'm quite used to this. Quite used to the group thinking I'm an idiot and me saying, no, look, I'll do it. So we took the fish, me and 2 people. Not everyone wanted to do it because it's stinky fish. And we're walking up to returneth to the river this stinky fish. Walked up to the canal edge anyway, and I'm on the canal edge smoking, and I've got this stinky fish in a bag, and there is a swan or 2. So I've slopped the fish out onto the side like that. Slopped it out onto the side. It's there on the side, and I'm like, there you go then, swans. And I'm like waiting for the swans to I think the swans are going to come and have it, and I'm going to be proven right. The swans don't want to go near it. And besides, the side of the canal is up, and they're in the canal. So we're smoking our cigarettes, they're commenting that it's not working, that it was a fool's errand. And I'm like, no, look, if I just put it... So I go over and I give it a kick to try and kick it into the river. But when I slapped it onto the warm ground, the sweaty, smelly fish, it's got a bit stuck and sticky. So when I've kicked it, I haven't kicked it, I've just slipped on it. I haven't gone in the canal. Bear in mind, I have fallen over on my arse. And I've got, instead of kicking the fish into the canal... I've got all fish on my shoe. Haven't I? Like when you're treading something rubbish, I've got all fish all over on my shoe and it's smelly fish. So now I've got one smelly fish shoe and I'm trying to kick a whole fish into the river. Eventually I get up and I kick it into the river and it just sinks. Because it's a great big heavy smelly, so it just sinks and it's gone. Swans don't get anything. I'm left with a smelly foot. I've got one smelly fish foot. And that was me. I wasn't right in that instance. That was a mistake. I should have just binned the fish. Should just let it go. But you can't, can you? You see a great big... It's like at the supermarket on that reduced to clear section. I don't eat animal flesh anymore. But I see that reduced to clear section. Well, I don't, because I don't go in the supermarket anymore. Not since COVID. But, you know, you see these things on the reduced to clear and you think, that's a whole loaf of bread. You buy the whole loaf of bread and a day later it's starting to go mouldy because you can't eat it in time. So now I'm the one wasting the bread. Someone else could have had that and ate it. I don't know. I don't know where it starts and stops, but I just instinctively feel I can't let these things go. I can't let these things go. Like, we were on stream the other day and David said that he bought a job lot of WD-40 and that was him set for WD-40. Oh, if I'm at the market and I see that's good value. I don't need 40 jars of WD-40. I don't need 40 vials. What are they? They're canisters, cans. I don't need 40 cans of WD-40. But if they're going for a good price, can't help it. I wonder if that'll get me in the gacha game, because that's another way they do that, isn't it? In the gacha. That's the way they get you in the gotcha. Gacha. It's not a gotcha game. It's a gacha. There's no T. It's a Chinese word. But I wonder if they'll do that to me. I wonder if they'll be like, oh, super good value. Get your super good value. They used to do it with Hearthstone. Get your good value card pack bundle. And I'm like, that is good value. I'm used to spending more than £1 a pack. This is less than £1 a pack. I'm in. But I'm only used to spending £1 a pack because the arbitrary value you put on it. So if you want to give me good value, you can just give me free cards, you chuffers. There's a system in sales. Right? Where you set the value, you set the price, and then you work off that value. I used to have this real problem when I was a hairdresser because I didn't value myself and my own time for a number of reasons. One, when I first started, I wasn't the best hairdresser. The other people in the salon were, so I valued them more than me. You know, obviously because they're good and I'm learning. When I actually became the best hairdresser, not in the world, just, you know, when I became good, I still had that undervalue. It was my own sense of self-esteem that was at play, but I had to set my own price. I did learn this thing. I used to say 25 quid, back then 25 quid for a haircut for a lady, but I ended up being about 40 quid for a haircut. It's quite a discrepancy. If I start out by saying, right, my price for me is £40, so you could have me cutting your hair for £40, that's up to you, or, you know, we could negotiate. You don't have to have the blow dry. You know, maybe I'll do it for 30. Now you're thinking 30 is better than 40, it's cheaper. What if I said to you, I'll do it for £20, or you could have the super luxury one for 30. No, I don't want the more expensive one. I want the £20. There's a difference there. Now, we're starting at 20. You're set on 20. Anything else other than 20 sounds big. I'm only arbitrary set of value. I started out on 40 when I knocked off a tenner. Now you're locking off a tenner. It sounds, see what I'm saying? It's about who sets this first price. When you go into a bartering shenanigans, if you go in there and say, I'm prepared, I think £100, then we're working off £100, higher or lower, 120 or 100, go down from 100, 98, 94, 93. Haggling goes on. If you let them set that, they set it closer to the thing they want. You've got to set it closer. It's about expectations. Honestly, it's a psychological thing, price setting. And they're making it up with whatever they offer me in Genshin and whatever they've charged me in Hearthstone. They're just making it up. There's another form of making up prices. This is economics. It's interesting. It's fun. You just deal with it. We'll play Genshin Impact in a minute when I feel like it. Where's my smoking? Have I smoked it all? Can't find my smoking. The other thing that they do is called Goldilocks pricing. So let's say, for example, there was hair. It's not hair now. Forget hair. Although I'll relate it to that in a minute. There were airplanes, the old airports and the airplanes, and they didn't used to have economy. They didn't used to have budget airlines. And at the start, they didn't have first class or any of that. Imagine this, you just got an airplane ticket. It costs you $40 to go on the airplane. It doesn't, it's hundreds. Whatever it costs. $100. It costs you $100 to go on the airplane. I want people, frankly, to spend $100 going on my airplane. I want them to get on the airplane, yes. I'd rather they spent 120. They're not gonna. It's worth 100. How am I going to up the price to 120? And when I up the price, they're going to say it used to be 100, now it's 120. I don't want that. Are you ripping me off? Upping the price. So what you do is you've got Goldilocks pricing. Remember Goldilocks and the Three Bears? She broke into their house and stole all their stuff. She was like, oh, I don't like this one, it's too small. I don't like this one, it's too big. The one in the middle is just for me. On everything, she was like that. The beds, the food, all of that. That's the system. So I invent a new system. I'm £100 a ticket, but I'm going to up the price to 120. Oh, I don't want that. It's too expensive. Right, wait. Before you hear me out, check this out. New pricing system. We've no longer got standard ticket. You can't have that. It was £100. It don't exist. We've now got super luxury ticket, £500. That's so much more money. I don't want that. I can't afford that. That's too much money. All right, don't worry. We've got economy budget ticket, 50 quid. But you have to sit on top of the plane and you can't have your bags with you. We throw them from the airport in the direction of your destination. If they get there, they get there. Economy ticket. I don't want that. Not only is it cheap and affordable, which, I could afford, but I was willing to spend 100. So I'm willing to spend a bit more and have that more luxury bit. I don't want the rubbish. I don't want you to make my life harder and more rubbish. I want the bit that I wanted, the standard ticket where I do get my bag and I'll go on the plane, but not £120, £100. Oh, well, don't worry. We've got, middle of the range ticket, Goldilocks tickets. They're £120. You get all the normal stuff. So I was cross about that because I didn't want to spend an extra 20. But when I look at the whole big picture, the 500 is now the expensive one. The 50 is the cheap one. I'm happy to spend 120 and be in the middle. I'm happy to have my Goldilocks. That's what I want. I'm the Goldilocks. Most people are. So you're swayed. 120 is cheaper than 500. You instead of I'm spending £20 more, you don't see the big picture anymore because you've got all these options. And what you actually see is a sliding scale of value. And in that scale, you put yourself somewhere in the middle, because most of us do, and that's the one you go for. They up that price for everyone because everyone's choosing it. But relatively, it's fair. Relatively, you can go cheaper if you want. You're not forced to. You don't get your bag. You don't get to sit on the plane, but you can go cheaper. So, and then of course, what happens is they've opened up these other markets. Yes, people do want to go cheaper. Some people don't want to take their bag, so they'll go for that. Great, we've opened up a new market. We've reasoned out the costs and the ratios. Not so many people are going to use this end of the market. Majority of our customers are going to be in the middle. So if we make a little bit of a less profit on this end, it doesn't matter. We've still got more people coming through. So the higher end works the same. People weren't going to spend £500 on a plane ticket before, but now they are. Now you can give them a glass of champagne because they're paying for the chuffer. Now you can give them a bigger seat because they're paying for two, aren't they? One seat's 120, two seats 240. You're paying 500, you're paying for 4 seats. You can have 2 seats, you can have you can have a telly, whatever, up to the value of about, £400 max, and then we'll start making profit. So the super lux makes them loads of profit. They set the price extortionately high to put people off. And people still paid it. Idiots. Right, let's make it luxury. Let's give them a bit of luxury. And those people at that end, don't worry if they're getting a bit ripped off. They're not so worried about the value. They just want extra seats and to be above the hoi polloi. They'll pay for that extra, the thing you can't touch, the value you can't quantify, being better than someone else. Not having to sit next to some screaming kid. They'll pay for that. They'll pay for that. Great. So now we've got a system. Goldilocks pricing works for the airlines. I think it was the airlines who first instigated it. But other businesses followed suit. So McDonald's didn't used to have a super value meal. And McDonald's didn't used to have 3 versions of fries, big, little and medium or whatever. Got your Goldilocks. What kind of milkshake do you want? I don't want the super extra large. Or maybe you do. You know, maybe you're prepared to spend that extra bit of money for slightly less value and get more. But most people go for the Goldilocks. I'll have the middle. I'll have the regular fries. And the regular fries are now either smaller in quantity or more expensive in price, but they're in the middle, so you choose them. Goldilocks pricing works on everything. So with the hairdressing, I had a similar system. I'm the boss. I'm 40 quid a haircut. People are like, well, you didn't used to be. You were 25. Oh, I don't want to spend that extra money. Fine. You could go with the junior. She's learning. It's £20 a haircut. It's less than you used to pay. I don't want that. She's learning. I want a professional. Don't worry. I've got another lady that works with me. She's renting a chair, and she's £30. It's a bit more than I used to pay. Yeah, but it's cheaper than me, and it's not the junior, which is the cheapest. So you choose. I'll have the £30 one then. That's most reasonable to me. So I was pushing more of my clients in with my up and coming, stylists. Great, fine. I want them to have work, and they theoretically could charge a little more than I used to when I started at that level. Goldilocks pricing. And if you don't want that and you want me and you're so hell-bent on having me, you can pay a little bit more because, that's the way it works. Supply and demand, isn't it? If you want those super posh seats, supply and demand. Of course, we'll be supplying them at whatever price we choose. It's not set by the demand. They think that supply and demand is a cross axis. You've got a demand for something, and then you've got the amount you can supply, and where it meets, that's the price. But quite often, we've got a supply of something, and there's a demand for it, and we're just going to put the price up here anyway, and the supply exceeds the demand, but we're going to increase the demand through something like advertising. I don't know. We can create demand. We might have a big supply of a certain product or resource. We can create demand for it because we're not going to offer you the alternatives. And we're going to promote it and create ideas around it. We can create demand. It's not about, you want something so we sell it to you. We listen to what you want. We're not doing that. We're not listening to what you want. That's way off. That's how we got the basics. That's why your toilet is indoors. Well, it probably wasn't. You just wanted to go to the toilet. You didn't realise that having it indoors was going to be a bonus. I don't know. But over the years, we've decided, the people in charge of these things, they've gone way off the... It's not about listening to the customer anymore, is it? There's a bit of that. There's a bit of that. Listening to see if they're regurgitating what we're telling them. But really, they've settled into... you even watch quiz shows where the questions are adverts in disguise. What brand of phone was the most popular brand of phone in the year 20... You even watch quiz shows where the questions are in disguise, adverts in disguise. You watch films where, this film has been paid for by Coca-Cola, and here's me drinking a can in this scene. Don't you? You even watch films where we can create demand. Supply and demand, price. What you demand for a certain... how much should a can of Coke cost? How much does it cost them to make? If it's really cheap, if it costs a very small amount of money, I probably would only want to spend only a little bit more, wouldn't I? Probably. I wonder how that breaks even. I've got to find out now. Playing Genshin Impact, but I'm a special kind of streamer. Web browsing. These are the people that are happy or sad about being... That's the Poo On The Mountain. Go poo it on the mountain, over the hills and far away. Go poo it on the mountain. It's Jesus Day today, isn't it? How much how much does it cost to produce? I mean, Google's going to know what produce means, but I could write make as well. A can of Coke. Because economy of scale, the more you have, like the bigger your factory, the cheaper it is per unit, that sort of thing. Economy of scale. Aluminium cans. No, I don't want to know the cans. I want to know the actual, how much does it cost to manufacture? Yeah, that's about right. A 35mm can, isn't it? 0.02 cents. They're saying 0.02 cents. No, $0.02. Sorry, 2 cents. 2 cents. That seems fair. This one says less than 10 cents. And this is somebody who worked, or claims to have worked, at Coca-Cola. The real cost is not value added. Advertising, transportation, and that's where the costs come in. So it's not, yeah, but okay, transporting it costs money, but you don't have to transport it around the world. You can just make it in places, can't you? Like, if it was costing you loads of money to ship it to the UK, you just start a factory in the UK, and then you won't have to ship it anywhere. Just make it in the UK. Whatever the break even is, if it's cheaper to ship it, you'd ship it, and if it's cheaper to make a factory, make a factory. So we're talking about something that costs less than 10p a can, aren't we? 10 cents a can, really. Cost of a can of Coke, because I don't know. I don't know. I'd hope it would just tell me. That's a multi-pack. Not multi-packs are not for individual resale. You should know that by now, shouldn't you? Multi-packs are not for individual resale. 12 for £14. So it's over £1 a can. Oh no, 2 units, about 50 something. It's 50 to 60p a can. I bet if you go in a shop, it's £1. In 1980, a can of Coke was 16p. Inflation. But there you go. Where's all that rest of that money going? Where's all the rest of the money going? It's not all profit, is it? Like they said, it's not all profit. Quite a lot of it is on creating the demand. Quite a lot of the money, because it cost them 10p to make a can of Coke, and they sell it for like a whole. It's like 1,000. What is it? 100% mark. I'm not good with numbers. I'm quite good at maths. I got a GCSE A level, not A level, GCSE A star in mathematics. I did quite good at it, but I don't. It's the numbers that I have trouble with, the tens and the hundreds and the thousands. I'm doing it on paper and I've got a calculator and that, and I'm in an exam, I'll get it right. But if I'm just off the top of my head, I lose the O's, the numbers, the zeros on the ends. They just come and go. So it's 1,000 or 100% or whatever. It's a big markup. And the money they're spending with the markup, you're spending probably another 10p to transport it around somewhere. Aren't you? 20p on the getting it around to where it needs to go. Probably the shop needs to make some money, so another 10p goes on that. But really, the vast majority of the money they make on that Coca-Cola is spent, honestly now, isn't it? Is spent advertising it. Isn't it? Same with Pepsi, isn't it? I suppose. Same with all of them. That's why, halftime shows and this and that. But isn't that weird? Isn't that a strange thing to think about? The vast majority of the money spent on Coca-Cola that we spend, I'm spending the money on buying the chuffing. I don't like Coca. The reason I'm talking about it is someone bought a set of cans and left them here the other day and I drunk them all. But the money spent on that, like, if they didn't have all the adverts, and you've seen them, they're rubbish, you don't need them. Why do I need a fake Christmas driving a truck advert? Why do I need that? They sponsor like every event in the world. There you go, that's a good point. I suppose Wayne Rooney would get paid less, wouldn't he? I wonder where that money goes, the sponsor money. I wonder, we'd have to break it down and we'd have to look at some events. That is a really interesting concept to look at, because I bet there's some good in that. I think that there would be some good in that, in the a bit like with the way Red Bull as well. You know, I'll show you Red Bull do this. Red Bull are huge on the marketing as well, aren't they? But what Red Bull do, I mean, they do the Chuff in Red Formula 1 these days, but what they do, I'm sure they've got their own website. Here it is. And I'm guaranteeing now, before I click it, if you click this website, you're not going to see many cans of soda pop. You're going to see people flying off mountains and jumping out. Look, crashing up. What are they doing? Reject all the cookies. What are they doing? Oh, there's the cans of soda pop recycling. But they started out with that advert that was animated, but now they've turned into this sort of like extreme, super cool, like thing. That's what I recognised when I was a kid. Cartoons like that. But they're like this weird extreme conglomeration of events, sponsorship, skateboarding, parkour, jumping. You know, if you're in a bit of an alternative sport or even a normal sport, look, Red Bull Rugby, if you're going to be, you know, they create superstars, Max Verstappen there, you know, like in all different sports now, they sponsor all this stuff. There is obviously a lot of good in that, isn't there? A lot of good in that, in throwing that money at these talented and interesting people and their events. So I suppose there's some good in that. What it also does is it creates an image, doesn't it? Because it's obviously it's just a can of soda pop, just like all the other cans of. Well, this one's got more caffeine in it or something, but it's taurine. I used to drink it. Everyone did, didn't they? I used to have it. You know, I've got a busy day in the salon today. Let's have a Red Bull for breakfast along with my cigarettes. Like, you know, we all know what's going on with Red Bull. But isn't it interesting that their website, aside from the recycling thing, doesn't show any soda pop drinking? He's got a can in his hand, but he's a FIFA esports star. Do you know what I mean? He's just got the can in his hand for the marketing. It's all marketing. That's where the money's going. And yeah, they're sponsoring the events. We should do a bit of an analysis. But when I'm buying a can of Red Bull, I'm not saying I'm buying this can of Red Bull because I want to support esports and plane jumping or aerobatic flying. I'm not, you know, that's not my reason for doing it, is it? I just want to have a drink and wake up. So I choose Red Bull because it's the one that's the market leader, because it's done all this marketing, market leader. Similar, like, I wonder to myself, my economics teacher used to ask us interesting questions, and I've just got to grab some. Hang on. God, it's nearly 5 o'clock. I was supposed to be doing a Genshin Impact stream, and I've turned it into a chuffing stream, and it's nearly 5 o'clock. So, our economics teacher once asked us, where's my big face? Shouts out Mr. Rennie. Mr. Rennie. Yeah. He once asked us, let me just check that everything's still rolling and I'm still... Mr. Rennie. Yep. He once asked us, he said, how many different kinds of cereal are there? And I was like, what? What a weird start for a lesson. What Mr. Rennie used to do that was cool as well. Mr. Rennie used to sit at all the other teachers had their desk at the front. You know, you go into your lesson, you'd stand outside your lesson at my school, stand outside your lesson in a line silently. And we wouldn't be silent, we're schoolboys, but if you weren't quiet when the teacher arrived or a different teacher walked past, you would be told to be and disciplined. And if you couldn't handle it, then you'd be standing outside that chuffing room all lunchtime. And I used to spend many a lunchtime on the stairs outside the Latin room. So, that I used to leave as well sometimes. Like one time, I just left. I just said, I'm not standing on the stairs. He doesn't come out and check. He thinks I'm here. I'm going. It worked as well. Never got busted for that one. Just went. But most of the time I'd do what I was told. I was scared. Anyway, look, so Mr. Rennie used to put his desk at the back, so you'd go into the lesson, you'd all sit down. Where's the teacher? He's supposed to be sat at the front of the class, in front of us. He's not, he's behind us. I don't like it. It means that if I'm naughty, he can see what I'm doing. It was weird. And like, you'd all look round to, when he's talking to me, like, you don't need to look at me, I'm talking to you. Just look at the board and the stuff. And like, okay, fair enough. Bit weird. Keep you on your toes. So he did used to get up and talk to us from the front of the class sometimes, like a normal teacher would. And his point was, you go in the supermarket, right? And you go down the aisle, how many different kinds of cereal are there? How many different cans of soda pop are there? How many different individual colas are there? Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, yeah, they're the big two. But come on, we've all had a bottle of supermarket cola in our time, haven't we? And thought, that doesn't quite... What is it that's not quite... Is it all right? Does it taste all right? And then we've gone through that phase where super value was the thing. We've had the Aldi cola, we've had the Netto cola, we've had the 4 litres, you know, you're going to be drinking that all summer because I'm not buying you any more. We've had that, you know, we've done that. Then we've drunk the Jack Daniels and Coke and the vodka and Coke, and, you know, we want a proper Coke for that. Proper Coke for that. I don't know why. Then we've given up drinking and now I just drink soft drinks. So anyway, they've got so many different kinds of cola, haven't they? So many different kinds. So many different kinds of soft drink. How many different kinds of lemonade are there? How many different brands? It goes flat too quickly. That is right, isn't it? That is right. It does, doesn't it? It does. It's not my fault that cheaper cola isn't as good. I don't know why, because it only cost them 10p to make, so maybe they should just invest a bit more and make it a bit better. I don't know. But anyway, the point being, if they didn't have all of those things, let's say there's no kinds of... You're not allowed a million kinds of cola anymore. We're only going to have one, right? Only one cola. Pick which one generally we feel is the best. Some people are going to be disappointed. It's not going to be their favourite, but they can still drink cola. The people that, you know, whatever. Less choice. Simplify it down. Imagine all the money, right, that you then are not... Like, imagine the industry, because we're talking about Coca-Cola cans being 20 cents a can and being sold for like £1 to like such a huge... And all that money goes on the marketing. So take all that money out of that budget, because you don't need it anymore for Coca-Cola, because you're not having to market it because it's the only cola. Yeah. Like, and I know we'll come to competition in just a second. I'll talk about competition in just a second. But imagine that, and then imagine all the other businesses that were making cola, that were spending money on marketing their cola against Coca-Cola, that were spending money on... Imagine all that money in industry and resource, not spent on making loads of different kinds of cola and having a competition. Where would that go? We could put it into something else. They could all do something more valuable. Instead of fighting to see who can sell the most cola cans at whatever price, we could all have cheaper cola, because you wouldn't have to have the expensive cans because they wouldn't be marketed. That money doesn't have to go on the markup. You don't have to find the budget for the advertising. Cheaper cola. We all get cheaper cola. Dramatically cheaper cola. We lose the sponsorship industry. That's something I didn't think of as a knock on. We lose that, but we've got all that money saved in those other industries. Maybe we could find some way of turning that into something more positive. It's just an idea. Same thing with cereal. You know, do you need cornflakes, Cocoa Pops, Frosties, Honey Nut Frosties, chopped nut fruit Frosties, tomato Frosties? You know, do you need all these different kinds? Or can you just have 4 and be happy? And be happier because all that other money in industry was going towards something good. Something more valuable to humanity. You know, could a bit more cooperation... This is economics. It's not how our economic system works. Our economic system works with competition. The reason competition's good is because that one cola company would say, well, we're the only cola company, so everyone's buying our cola. So stop putting so many good things in it. Start making it out of rat's pee. Start making it out of rat's piss. It's cheap. Rat's piss is cheap. Don't even wash the stuff. Don't wash it. It's cheap. They have to buy it anyway. The cola would be rubbish, wouldn't it? So competition, they're selling cola as well. We'd better make the best cola, otherwise people won't buy our cola. Suddenly competition increases standards. So I believe we should still have competition. I believe that in a more socialist system with reduced choice, reduced competition, You could still create an event competition because you could have maybe one or two of like two kinds of cola, two kinds maybe, and the competition wouldn't be between them in terms of sales and profits, but in terms of social response. Who's done the best this year? Who's like created the surpassed their own standards with quality and what have you. I don't know. You'd still be able to, in the same way as like with football, they're all football teams, aren't they? They're all playing football, and they don't always. There's no one football team that's going to win forever. But it's interesting to see. I enjoy the competition, but we all like football. Do you know what I mean? Like, there must be a way of creating competition. I think of it in another way of like science. Like, they're all trying to get to the moon. They're all trying to get to Mars. So there's a competition. But really, they're sharing a lot of ideas. And they should be, because if they want to get there at all, they're going to have to. And ultimately, we don't have a million rockets going off. We have one or two. And everyone kind of hopes they all work. Do you know what I mean? Like, there are other ways of performing a competitive act without making the rest of us suffer through this brutal competition that ultimately it's not about the quality of the cola anymore. It's about the marketing. So, like, that's what was the thing, wasn't it? I don't know. Do we need all those different kinds of cereal? Do we need all those different kinds of cola? I don't know. I don't have the answers. Right. Genshin Impact, because we've got to play some of it.
Everyone in Mondstadt is still getting blown about by the storm. Every second we waste is a mark against the name of Favonius. Let's get in that temple. Stat!
Stat, I forgot that. Every second we waste, she said at the start. And I wasted loads of them then. Sorry. Alright, or just... Sorry. Recommended party level 4? Well, I haven't got no one in my party. It's just me and her. Fine. This is new to me, of course. I'm a Genshin virgin. This is new to me. I don't know what. Am I supposed to... I mean, in future, I'm assuming I'm going to have lots and lots of characters and I'll be choosing between them. But right now, it's just me and her. So... Gravekeeper and Amber it is. I understand there is some combat in this game. I understand it's not too difficult. I don't know, we'll see. And now what's happening is my tummy's rumbling, right? And it's getting to dog walking time. I don't know if you can hear that tummy rumbling. That's not those doors going, that's my tummy. So we'll have a bit of a crack at this dungeon, and then I will adjourn.
You can use
I shouldn't
that
tell you that though, she'll only chuff
the
off.
door.
Go on then, alright. It's unnecessary, wasn't it? It could have just been open.
Wow, I can see so far into the temple.
It's cool. Look at this. Oh. Amber's got the ability to aim and shoot. While aiming, her arrows will accumulate charge. And then they become pyro. Which I quite like. Oh. Oh, I get ya. Hiya! That's cool. Isn't it? Love that. And that. Is this the music? Hang on. Yeah, the Breath of the Wild music is finished. But that ting-a-ling-ling, ting-a-ling-ling, that's the music from that piano score is the Right, no more Genshin Impact sound. Just... You can shut up. Look, listen. Right, piano and stuff, innit? Your piano, and then... Genshin Impact. And it's quite acceptable because I love Zelda, so like, you know, why not just make a kind of Breath of the Wild anime version ish thing is what I feel like we're doing now. Weird. Can I jump on that? Get me up on that, me. Go on, Amber. Climb. Amber, climb. Amber. Climb up on the... Get on. Alright, forget it. Oh, no, I don't want to do that now. I want to fire the bow and arrow, but I pressed the wrong button. Ah. Right, alright. I've wasted my thing. Look at it dance! That dance was cool. I was impressed with the dance. Is there any point to burning this stuff? Got a chicken leg, I don't want it, I'm vegan. Forget it. I bet people are going to be like, oh, you should collect everything. Oh, you could burn that stuff. Ah. But...
Hey! Go, Barrett Bunny!
Coco Bunny! Why can't I fire me arrows? There you go. Oh, I'm getting stuff there, look. I'm getting little globes, so I am going to set fire to everything. Pyro! I've gone on bunny again. I'm an idiot. I always press the trigger because I think it's the arrows. I need to adjust my, But look at it dance! I need to adjust my buttons. I don't know why you got a party. Look, it says you need a party of 4, yeah? But you play with one person at a time. So it's not like a party, is it? It's like a... Use elemental sight to see the elemental attributes of different objects. Each element has its own colour. Green is dendro, which is grass. Dendro. From, like, it's like something to do with grass, isn't it? Hang on. Dendra is Latin, isn't it? Dandra, I've written. Dendra. It's a prehistoric archaeological site situated outside a village. Am I off my chuff? It's a photoconvertible red fluorescent protein. Isn't it something to do with like Latin... Dendro? Shortening. Hasn't it got anything to do with rhododendrons? Maybe I'm thinking of that, rhododendrons. Has it got anything to do with, like, gardening at all? Dendra gardens? Oh, just forget it, look. Forget it. Forget it, what am I doing? Forget it. Green is dendro. Opponents' wooden shields are dendro, and they can be set on fire with pyro. Fair play. It's almost asking for it, isn't it? It's almost asking for it, so I will acquiesce. See, if shield's on fire now, you. That's really good. Clever. Clever systems. Don't know where they've gone. But they've gone. They didn't like it. Have a bit of that. Oh, there they are. There they are. They're over there. Look. Everything's getting set on fire now, so. Pyro. She's my favourite. I do want to use the bunny now if I can, but I've forgotten how. There you go, look.
Ferret bunny. Yeah.
Oh, I fell off. No, I'm up. What's this? Green Dendra. I know they've got different levels of health. She's got loads, and she's only got 600. 1,300. 600. Yeah, capital K. I've had a shave. I've cut some of my hair off as well with scissors, just like a butcher, just chop like badly. Just, you know, you have to do this once in a while, and then it'll just grow back. So it's not any sort of system. I haven't done it any sort of system. And this is Genshin Impact. I'm playing. I don't know what I've done there. I pressed the wrong button. Can't shoot you down there, can I, you little chuffer? Let's have another one of them.
Oh no! A horn!
What?
The fighting must have got them riled up. Well, good thing I prepared my secret weapon, explosive puppet fairy bunny.
I'm not. I think they're confused because I'm not playing as Amber. I should be Amber. Hang on. They said Barrett Bunny. That's this. They like that. They like that bunny and it dances, look. And they like that. And then it kills them.
Windblade!
It's like a IED. Isn't it? Improvised explosive device. And I'll pick this stuff up. You're going to want everything. Radishes, the lot. But I'm vegan, so I'm only going to be using the vegan stuff. I don't want everything though. Chest me up. Handkerchief, don't know what good that is, but it's mine. You can't have it. Don't know what good it is. It's mine though. There's another one. Can't believe how Breath of the Wild this is. This is everything that Pokemon wasn't. You know when we started Pokemon? It's one for the anime. Right, this game, Genshin Impact. I've said it at the start of the broadcast and I'll say it again. It's going to be very popular. It's the most popular game in the world. It's Chinese. And it's so Breath of the Wild. I'm saying something different now. Now, I said that first bit earlier, but now I'm going different. Now I'm going off the... Pokemon, Arceus, right? When you compare the quality, this is miles better. I mean, it is making loads of money. But Pokemon Company got loads of money. I can't believe they didn't make a sort of Breath of the Wild versus Pokemon. Maybe the next one will be. Maybe Scarlet Violet will be like this, but I just think this is so... It's free. It's a free game. You're supposed to end up wanting to spend money on it to collect all the things. I'm not gonna. You know, I'm not gonna. It does make a difference in the gameplay because you want your things to play the game, don't you? But the sound design... The level design, I haven't done any level design, I mean, but just like the aesthetic. The fact that this is all interactable and all good stuff and like, we've got systems. I think it's actually really cool.
Are those explosive barrels over there?
You bet, Amber.
Well, one shot should be able to blow them up.
Have that. Oh, it didn't blow up everything. Now they're after you. Amber. Oh no, Amber, they're hitting Amber. Go Barrett Bunny. They'll have a look at that. Doing its dancing. And then... give him a bit of that. Just murdering everything. Not vegan. But they start it, so it's... They started it. I'll have the wheat. Now I know that I've got to spend time burning everything. That's the Barrett Bunny. Look at it dance. I've got to learn that dance now for TikTok.
Bet you can't keep up with me.
Yeah, I bet you can't. I'm just trying to pick up the carrots, frankly, madam. This is everything that Pokemon should have been, isn't it? Wait, I can't see the chat because it's trying to make me upgrade my storage. Not now. Yeah, they've got more money. They've got more money. The Pokemon have got more money. I don't know. I'm not an expert in the old finances, but they got more money then. I think this game makes a lot of money, though. It's a bit like the old Fortnite. You know, they make a lot of money and they don't have to do much. What I think about with Fortnite is, can you imagine of making a game? Where's my big face? Imagine you got your whole team together. You made your game, Fortnite, right? It's took you a while. That's what it does, isn't it? It takes a while. You put it all together, you make it. Well, not really, because all we've done is we've just got an island and everyone just kills each other. It's just really basic. We haven't done any levels. They did. They had a one-player cap, but we haven't done any levels or any of that. It's just like, you know, very simple. So we've got a whole and then we're making shitloads. Like, when I say shit, they're making shitloads of money, right? Shitloads. And got a new season coming out every 6 months.
There's something strange over there. Come on, let's take a look.
Shut up. Every 6 months or so they got a new... Like, they don't have to do as much work as other development teams, do they? Per dollar. Like, they're getting more money for less work, aren't they? They're not making a whole new game every... They're not doing a whole new... Like... Just having to go on a doll there. They're not having a... They're just... It feels to me like they've got to do less work and they get more money. I know. It's a bit weird, that. A bit weird, that. But imagine that. Imagine you work at Pokemon Company and they say to you... That's why I was doing the big face. They say to you, this week, you know, I know that you're an experienced environmental artist, or whatever it is your job is, you know. And this week, we just need you to do a few... Can you do me a cow or like a new gun? Have you got a new gun? Don't even worry about it. Hand it in next week. We're not on any time schedule. We've got so much money and so little work to do. If you want, you can have the day off, probably. If you work at Fortnite, can't you? Like, there's not that much you need to do, is there? Have you got next map ready? Yeah, I've got the next season's map ready already, because... You know, I thought I'd just get it ready. Because I was bored without all that work that I needed to do, so... Like, Pokemon could have been full of stuff. It could have been a really... Look at this. Didn't even have cabbages in Pokemon. Did you? You didn't even have cabbages. This is Breath of the Wild, but with anime girls, isn't it?
It's so high. Seems like there's something up there.
It's the animation.
How do we get across?
Pressing this stuff, probably.
Isn't this a pyro monument?
Probably.
If we hit it with a powerful pyro attack, we might trigger it.
If I can remember the buttons.
Go, Barrett Bunny.
So, look at it dancing. That rabbit, man. Look at it dancing. The anime... I don't mind a bit of anime, yeah? I'm like, got my Attack on Titan hoodie on today for playing this. Got my Attack on Titan hoodie for playing this. So I don't mind a bit of anime in general, but I'm not some sort of like... I said this earlier in the broadcast. I'll say it again for you, Capital K. And then what I'll do, before we finish, we'll look at my vocal showreel because you're here. In fact, we'll do that now. We'll finish Genshin for a second. I'll say my last piece on it, and then we'll do the vocal showreel. So, I'm not turned on by anime. I don't find any sexual titillation out of that. Honestly, just doesn't bother me. I know it's a drawing of a woman with a bum in her little shorts and thigh highs or whatever. You know, I know theoretically that's like, you know, ooh, a bit source, isn't it? It's a bit of the old source, isn't it? It's a drawing of a bit of the old source, though. So for me, like, being an experienced adult, drawings of a bit of source, they don't cut it. It has to be real source, doesn't it? It has to be real source. Most often, like, physical, actual, real source as well. No, videos of source. You know, I'm an experienced adult now. I've seen everything the internet has to offer on the video front. There's like 1 billion pornography films, and every one of them has been filtered through my eyeballs to the point where they mean nothing to me anymore. Like, you know, what used to be shocking and titillating is now like just like it's the same as going to primary school and learning the alphabet. So now you have to get extreme, even more extreme forms of. No, I don't go that way either. I don't go that way either. And I'm not looking at pornography now on the internet. I'm trying to set up the vocal showreel. That's why I'm distracted.
Come on, let's take a look.
I wonder what happened if I just turn it off. Will it save it? I think it will save it. So, for me, the titillation factor in Genshin Impact is a non-entity in some aspects. I'm sure that, having said all that, you know, I'm sure there could be a world in which I found the showreel there. That's good. Okay, I'm sure there could be a world in which, like, you could do a drawing and it'd be like, oh, fruity drawing. I don't know, but I don't know. I didn't say I like extreme porn. I said that in order for it to have some sort of shocking effect on me, it has to be extreme, because I've seen it all. There's nothing that I can't. You know, you're not going to be like making my stomach turn or like surprising me with you. I've seen it all. I've been through the, you know, through it and out the other end, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's a bit like horror movies. Another analogy would be horror movies.
Jean will be upset if she catches us lazing around like this.
Forget what Jean thinks. Like horror movies, yeah? Like when I was growing up, it was like horror movies with Freddy Krueger. Someone with a fake plastic mask on, and then you get the internet and you can watch people beheading people. You know, it's different. Horror movies now are things that actually disturb me. Off the internet. Horrible, disturbing internet things. The horror movies you go and watch in the horror movies, you know, get your DVD, they're even going more extreme, aren't they? You know, with all gore and guts. When I was young, they had that as well. You know, it's films. You don't. This is like that. It's not real titillation for me because it's a cartoon of a thing. You know, I mean, for some people it is. I understand that, and I'm not dissing it if it is. You know, some people, you know, are turned on by chuffing fruit, aren't they? So, you know, if you're a fructophile, if you're a fructophile, that's up to you. You know, you go and enjoy your mango. But for me, I'm just going to eat the fruit salad and not get a boner. So that's just how it is. So this is like that. This is just a fruit salad. It's nice. It's pretty. You know, it's well animated. And I see they've gone for a bit of the titillation. So I guess that's more pleasing to the eye than, like, you know, some welting groaner. But at the same time, like, you know, it's just a cartoon image, isn't it? So that doesn't hold anything for me. And Genshin Impact won't, therefore, I'm assuming, they're not going to be like, oh, here's a character you could have, but you can't have. But look at her ears. Like, I don't care about your ears on your character. Like, I will care if they've got like high damage or a cool weapon. Yeah, different strokes for different folks, isn't it? So I'm unsure. Look at the way that she stood. Look at that. She's got 1 foot up and 1 foot down. They've bothered to animate it and do it. Pokemon doesn't do that. Her foot is clipping into the floor there a bit. Oh no, it's not. It's just one of the slabs is a different level to the other slab. Look at that. So, oh no, am I clipping? Hang on. Yeah, the foot's clipping there, isn't it? So you're still getting the clipping. It's not perfect. Nothing's perfect. Why do you want perfection? Nothing's perfect. She's floating now, is she? I think she is, isn't she? Is she? It's hard to tell, isn't it? I think she's floating. Is she floating? Floating and clipping a bit. I don't know. Anyway, just looking at her feet and how they clip into the her, mine. They're me, mine. I'm not used to being a lady character. Definitely clipped in there. But anyway, it's better than Pokemon. Isn't it? It's better than Pokemon. I know a thing about fruit salad as well. You know, tomatoes are a fruit. Yeah? You know that tomatoes are a fruit. Everyone knows it. Like, everyone knows it. It's one of those... You know, is it a fruit or a vegetable? Tomatoes are fruits. It's got seeds inside and it grows on the flower. It's fruit. Technically. That's knowledge, isn't it? That's knowledge. Knowing tomatoes are a fruit. That's knowledge. But the difference, and there is a difference between knowledge and wisdom, is knowledge is knowing tomatoes are a fruit. But wisdom is knowing not to put them in a fruit salad. I assume that's going to save it for me. You know, it's a modern game, and I don't care if it doesn't. And now we will finish off today's broadcast with a little bit of a vocal show. This is just for capital K. I promised that I would show you this.
Hi, my name's Scott.
Hi, my name is Scott, and I'll give you the little introduction before I show you this. It's embarrassing for me. That's the introduction. It's embarrassing for me. So some years ago now, 2015 this is, 2015. Oh, before the world went to shit. Before the world went to shit. While I was still young and I was a contender. I did this vocal show reel. I was doing the ASMR, wasn't I? And someone said, oh, your speaking voice is nice. You could get some work doing vocal narration, like vocal voiceover work. They said they'd done it. They said they'd done a voiceover thing for someone. What you have to do is record a vocal show reel, like that. Record a show reel of your voice. And then you go on the internet and there's like jobs on this website and you apply and you get your jobs. You don't even have to go out your house. You know, it could be all over the world. Vocal, you just record it. You've got the kit. Look, that's the same microphone I'm using these days. Sigma. Sontronic Sigma. Lovely ribbon microphone. And I put a big pop shield in front of it that I made myself because I'm like that. That's a sieve thing with a sock on it. So I do it myself, and I'll do that then. I'll make a show reel, great, and I'll send it to all the people who want voice acting, and I'll get a voice acting job, and then I'll get money, and then I won't be poor, and then that'll be good. So that was my little plan. You know, that was a little... I wasn't making any money off the ASMR, but I thought this could be tomato would be nice in a fruit salad. Wisdom is knowing not to put tomatoes in a fruit salad. Official. Official. It's a quote. It's official. You can't... There's no... It's official. Wisdom is... It's official. So I've took the show reel away now. You can't see it. I'm going to have to put some video game music on in the background because I turned off the video game. Thank you very much. Just quietly in the background. So... There's a simple concept. You make a show reel. You send it to the people. You might get some work. I didn't get any work. I got one job. And I did the job and they said, no, we're not happy. We're going to go with someone else. Thanks, though, for sending us. They just used my voice on their trailer and they didn't tell me that they'd used it. I reckon. I don't know. It's too late now. The point being, I thought, and this is what's embarrassing, right? And I'm not too embarrassed to put it on the internet. I don't care. But I unlisted it. I thought what you do is that you make a show reel of all the different voices you can do. I thought, if they want someone Irish, it's on my list. Well, would you not be doing a vocal show reel of Irish accents and that? Would you not be doing my Irish voice if you're doing a vocal show reel? You put your Irish voice on the vocal. Do you know what I mean? I thought I'd do that. It's not how it works. In the game, in the industry, in the beginning, there's the Irish people, and they don't mess up the accent. They're good at it. So if you want an Irish speaking voice, you hire an Irish person and they do the voice. For me, what I should have done is talk like this, like I talk normally. Then I should do I do on this, I'll show you my ASMR voice a bit, where I talk slowly and deeply or whatever. And I should talk more animated like this and do a bit of acting. Angry, maybe give emotions. maybe give colours to my voice in that way. Emotions, feeling. It's the fastest ride at the fair. It's been a really sad day. You know, show range in that way. You know, like, sail, sail, sail. But even I'm doing it now. I'm putting on someone else's voice. I can't do my own voice for some reason. I have to imitate and mimic voices. So I did a show reel of me mimicking and imitating voices because I thought it would get me work. And the truth is, it got me no work, none work. None work at all. None. Not any work. No work. And you'll see why. I'm just trying to turn that down a little bit so it's in the background. But you'll see. I might just turn that off while you listen to me. But you'll see why. So I'm a bit embarrassed. It's a little bit embarrassing. It's a bit cringe. They call it cringe these days, don't they? Cringe. What a horrid word. Cringe is a bullying word that I don't like. It's okay to be a bit embarrassed and do something a bit embarrassing. We all do. We're human. But the minute you start going, oh, it's cringe, that means you're cool and I'm cringe. Or I'm cringe and you're cool. Because you're not cringe. Because you're doing the... It's even like the way they pull the face when they say it. I don't like it. It's a bullying word. But if you want to say it about this, I suppose you can. But it doesn't mean that I'm some sort of like... it doesn't mean I'm some sort of spoddy idiot. It just means I did something that was a bit embarrassing once. And I'm not embarrassed to put it on the internet. Because I'm above cringe. I'm above cringe. You can't do excellent creative work without sometimes being a bit cheesy. Without sometimes, not hitting on the mark. You can't do it. So it's okay to be a bit cringe sometimes and to have a bit... we're human. Right. I've done the disclaimer. Now, this is just for you. Oh, God, we've got other people. This is just for capital K. Hi, Zara Johnson. Sorry, hi, Zara Johnson. Unfortunately, you're going to watch this now, and I've just done all the lead-in for capital. This is just for capital K. He wanted to see it. It's my show reel of a vocal show reel, which you shouldn't do a show reel like this. Your vocal show reel should just be your own voice. You shouldn't try and do as many different voices as you can. It's a bit embarrassing. So, hi, nice to see you here, but now I'm going to be embarrassed in front of more people. So, let's go.
This is how I normally talk.
This is how I'm not...
On my YouTube channel, I specialise in relaxing content.
That's me.
So often I change the meter of my voice just to bring it down a little, just to make it a little bit more relaxing.
So you recognise that? That was me.
Just to make it a little bit more relaxing.
Yeah, you can hear it. I'll turn it up a bit. But that's me. And I whisper.
It's quite popular amongst the ASMR circle. And this video...
So I shouldn't have introduced my vocal show reel with I'm Scott, I do ASMR and I whisper. Because they're going to be like, I don't need somebody to whisper. I'm looking for somebody to do some narration. So next, like they're busy people. Show reels are like 30 seconds long. Mine's 6 minutes.
Is just a collection of different accents and styles that I can do with my voice. So would you not be looking at me like that? I don't think there's any reason to be looking at me like that now. Not unless you think you're getting something out of it, which you're not. Sometimes I like to talk like this though, just because it's fun. I love sitting on the beach. There's nothing more pleasant in life than sitting on the beach and just having fun. This voice seems to be the most popular of them all. I'm just making sure to enunciate and pronounce all the words properly. And there's no difference really in like having a voice that's kind of a little bit higher pitched and a little bit more like, Bab. It's just a way of talking.
So why have I done that? Already I'm thinking to myself, now I see it 5 years later. I'm like, this is the worst. It's 2014. It's like the worst show reel in the world.
I think I could probably do an Australian voice. I mean, I am a Frenchman, so the things that I think and the way that I have to say them come out differently, don't they? So I am quite capable of speaking French. Well, English as a Frenchman.
Isabella, will you come back down to the floor, please? No, I'm acting there, look. I'm exasperated. I've put my hand on my face. I'm feeling it. There's nothing else I can do.
But I suppose then my natural accent would probably be a bit more rural.
It's not. My natural accent is not that rural. But round here, if I were to live here long enough and get old enough, I may be speaking a bit more like that. The people at the allotment do. And my eyebrows, they're the same eyebrows. There's no difference. It's just context. It just looks different on that because I've got shorter hair.
If you could say that, you could say that my natural accent could be a little bit more rural. Well, that's the one, that's the Bumbacana. I'm more royal than the Majaraja. What?
That's evolved over time, is the way street, in it, mate, wicked, yeah, like rapping. But then I actually do these days, I do D double. See, that voice, that, in it, I'm wicked, I'm a rapper, has turned into like D double E, I'm a rapper, talk no crapper, chatter the chatter. Like, that's that voice now. In it, man, wicked blood. That's that voice now. So I've explained that like it means that makes sense, haven't I? I've just said that then, and it doesn't make sense. What do you mean that's that voice now? Have you got your DWE rapper voice ready? Have you got your street urban rapper voice? Has it evolved over time and changed? No, because we don't need a second rapper voice in the back of our heads ready for any occasion when I need to talk like this, down it. I don't need this voice. It's not even my actual voice, man. But I can talk like that, can't I? In it. I'ma try your luck, all put together, sum it up. Dumpa, truck, what makes you think I give a fuck? I'm like, labels, out of fashion, rip you off like the tax and customs, I don't even need a reason. I'm like labels, out of season, I'm a king killer, committing treason. I'm Hassan, you're heathens, not passing them out, so keep dreaming. You like boxes, you get beaten. You like foxes, having a dream season, this court's in session. So don't judge me, when I party like Jamie Vardy, I score the hotties, I'm not into your glitterati. Keep your Ferraris in their garages. Conceptual art like a modern artist. I'm an installation. I'll make you question your nature. I'm naughty like Dizzy Rascal. Not hip hop. I'm grime, you arsehole. Come from UK garage like Arsenal. Team coach. Let's do the Wenger. Not from London like EastEnders. I'm Midlands. I'm Birmingham. Other MCs are out of order. I'm serving them like aces. Where your blood comes from is where your team is. I'm a Zulu. Our firm's the meanest. I'm an MC man. You hear, you feel this. Like, that's just my that's just, I just get up to that in my free time. Honestly now, I get up to that in my free time. Another time, I will show you a track that I've got on, this is the problem I have. This is a problem I have in my life. We've got no backing music for this. We need the relaxing music, so I'm getting unrelaxed. This is a problem I have in my life, is that I make rap tracks. Yeah, I make the beats, the bass. You want to tune with the bass and the beats that's darker. Like, yeah, I make the beats and the bass. I do it all, make the tracks. And then I do the raps, yeah? And then I do the raps in my voice, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right, does it? Because it's me. So then I do it in the D double voice, and I'm like, yeah, it sounds different. And then I do it in all the other voices. And I've got, like, tracks with, like, 7 to 10 to 12 different voices, all with proper names, all with proper personalities on the track, and I don't know which one I'm supposed to. The Strafe, which is the closest to me, but then I've got like the Massive Attack. So Strafey can't safe on the underground, Sterling downtown. So you'd be like, I'ma try my luck, all put together, sum it up. Dumpa, truck, what makes you think I give a fuck? I'm like, labels, out of fashion, rip you off like the tax and customs, I don't even need a reason. Like, that's different, isn't it? So I've got all the voices. You don't need any of the voices. The voices are unnecessary. It's unnecessary. Why are you doing all the voices?
What you can't call a weed is marijuana. My natural accent could be a little bit more rural. Well, that's the one, that's the Bumbacana. I'm more royal than the Majaraja. What you can't call a weed is marijuana. I've been doing it my way like Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, that was that's Strafey coming straight from the underground, Sterling downtown, Scotty to my mother, but my father's not around. Like, that's when you're at a rave and you're MCing. There's two ways to be heard. It's not about shouting loud, because they can turn the mic up and down. Yeah, when you're at a rave and you're MCing, you're either over the top in that register, like shabba dabba dee, and like that's where that D double, like that's in that high mid-tones and high, innit? Mid-tones and treble, the treble. If you want to rumble, you look weak like Barney Rumble. I'll see if I can pencil you into my schedule. Come round this time next week with your boys. I'll break your feet with a golf club, give you a newer handicap. Wear baseball caps and think you're gangster. Nose get broke like handicap. Like you could you can fly over the top of the register like that. I know. But also, I see these people like Det. Like, I see Det. I walked it the first time I saw, like, I don't know how to explain it, man. I went to, I just want to show you some stuff. I want to show you a Google picture of, it used to be called Helter Skelter, but it was slamming vinyl. I don't need an image, do I? I just could show it on the YouTube as well, couldn't I? I walked into this rave, this slamming vinyl rave, and are there no pictures of the actual interior of the rave? No pictures of it. Anyway, I walked into and Det was not just on, like, they have the stage and the sound system, and Det was stood on top of the sound system. Like, he'd made himself a platform out of speakers, and he was on this fucking platform up on top of the speakers, and he was over Brocky. He was over. You won't see. I don't know why there's no video of the interior of the actual club. That'll do. 2001's a little bit later, but it's a similar vibe. Oh, it's not even a video. It's just the tape again.
Feeling the vibe. One more separate time. Just rolling. Early morning Ravers anthem.
Early morning Raiders anthem. Like, Det was up on this. Like, he's actually got quite a lot of height to his register. He's like, early morning, but he was up on this tower, and he's this big chuffer. Like, he's a big chuffer. You don't need to be up on no tower to tower over you. He's a big chuffer, tall, like hench, and he got this big hairstyle. Like, I think the dreads were up in a like thing, and it was like spiking out, like big hairstyle and shades. It's dark, shades, and he's up on there, and he's I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this. Am I? So on the big face, he's up on there, and he's like, no, you can't see my legs. He's got his legs apart, and he's like rocking from one side to the other, like on his legs, like while he's like he's like up there, like towering over you, and he had this booming voice, and he was over the top of Brocky, and Brocky's got like a really big heavy bass sound, like a really like bass sound, and a nice dunk, like a nice crisp and not cluttered. Brocky's tracks are not cluttered with a lot of mid-range, and Det was in that mid, like he's got this.
We're moving. DJ over the name of the DJ Rocky when it's time to get up and party. It brings the lights to the back of the body. Watch it, catch it, bring on the back, shake down the back, so it's satisfaction. You're on that level. Watch the back, stretch that treble now. Move your body, rocking around. Listen, DJ Rocky with the bad boy sound. With the vibe going down, down.
Blow it down, blow it down, blow it, dig it down. This is DJ Brocky with the bad boy sound. I'm down. Dig it down, down, blow it down. It's DJ Brocky with the bad boy sound. So, like, that's like a different part of your voice from, isn't it? And then, like, I took that just a little bit further for me. So I'm now DJ Brocky rapping round. No to the euro, yes to the pound. Gotta get down with the bad boy sound like, that's how it's done. Move on the mix now, we have fun. I'm gonna keep it up and rocking, and rocking, and rocking and on. With the sound so crisp, I know you like it like this. Like, you know, you become something, don't you? So that's my that voice was DJ. You know, it's like an MC voice, isn't it? It's like a in the rave slamming DJ, but not to try and go to push too far to be like it's the fastest ride on the fair. You know, it's not like that. It's about depth and like I do that to get the hook into it as well sometimes, because it's Skibber used to do that, and it's like a horror movie thing, isn't it? It's like a, you know, yeah. So that was that voice. So,
YouTube channels. All I weed is marijuana.
I've been doing it my way, like Frank Sinatra.
My YouTube channel specialises in relaxing content
But you wouldn't guess it from this weird showreel.
and giving people tingles through the things I say and the way I say them.
Welcome to Garage Nation Sound. Speed Garage Classics for all. That was another thing that was quite popular in the 90s, was Speed Garage, and they all have the voice for the Speed Garage. Like, so if you want to do an advert for a Speed Garage tape pack, you might hire me and I could do the voice. That's what I thought.
The Massive. I was recently interviewed for the Independent newspaper.
No danger, big man. There's no you can say it, make me think any less of you. So just go ahead and say it. I know you love me. We can be together forever. Me own experience. That was Scottish, but it wasn't my like comedy Scottish where I'm like really fucking Scottish. It was just like trying to be actually like legit Scottish. And I think I carried it off quite well. So, you know, why didn't they hire me? Why didn't they hire me for many, many acting jobs in Scotland?
This is up and part parallel that exactly. Leslie and Barbara are cutthroat Cuban street dealers. Ron and Danny and Tom from security are like all Mr. Biggs. Never betraying for a moment that my nervousness was evident. I met a few members of the current board, but wasn't with them long enough to make an assessment of their intentions towards the club. Abramovich will be satisfied with nothing less than immediate success in Europe. He wants attractive football, and he wants to stick his oar in wherever he fancies. You know, though, right, I don't care, though. I don't care. You can do what you like, though. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to sit here, though, and that's all there is to it, isn't it?
That's all there is to it, though. So I don't care. So I don't care. What do you care? What do you care? Why do you care? I don't care. Well, if you don't care and I don't care, why are you even talking about it? I'm not even talking about it, though. So just leave me alone.
So, old-fashioned pinks are largely derived from Dianthus plumarius and are delightfully fragrant.
I do notice as well, some of these voices are on repeat here, Scotty Hottie. You can't do a vocal showreel of all different voices and do the same voice more than once. That's a no-no, isn't it? And do you think there's anybody in the industry that watched this through and got to this point and thought, I hope he does the voice I'm looking for my production, because then I'll hire him?
The lovely grey foliage forms widespreading mats, and the flowers range in height from 20 centimetres, 8 inches, to 40 centimetres, 16 inches or more. Old-fashioned pinks are largely derived from Dianthus plumarius, and they're delightfully fragrant. The lovely grey foliage forms widespreading mats, and the flowers range in height from 20 centimetres, 8 inches, to 40 centimetres, 16 inches or more. Old-fashioned pinks are largely derived from Dianthus plumarius, and are delightfully fragrant. The lovely grey foliage forms wide-spreading mats, and the flowers range in height from 20 centimetres, 8 inches, to 40 centimetres, 16 inches or more.
After game, he rang me up and he said like, you done a good game, son, so you don't need to trouble yourself about it. You're doing a good thing, so just keep at it. Do you know what I'm finding really weird is I can see that that's me on the picture there, but I'm here in the picture next to me, and I don't feel I look like the same. And yet I am the same. Just like maybe 5 years different. It can't be that I kind of changed that much. What's going on with that? Why don't I look like the same person? I thought I had... All right, before you do your next Mick McCarthy, another thought I had the other day was, yesterday, we were playing Fortnite, me and my sister and our friend, hello, and we ran into a team, and this person had my skin on. Now, I've only ever played... I don't have many skins in Fortnite. I've had this skin since Season 5, the first go-round, like Chapter 1, Season 5. And I'd only changed skin because we were all wearing like matching skins. So I just, I changed my skin for you. Like, all right. So we played these two games with me on a different skin, but I usually play the same skin, to the point where my sister said, what are you doing trying to shoot me? And I was like, that's not me. It's somebody dressed in my skin. And she was like, all right, yeah. So But then I had this thought: what if that was me from the future or the past? What if in Fortnite, right? What if in Fortnite? And this is a big thought. This one, right? This is quite a big thought. What if in Fortnite, right? They haven't got enough players to populate all those games all the time, because there's a lot of people, 100 people in a map and dropping in, and a lot of people. And they say they're using bots these days, don't they? Say sometimes you get bots. What if they're making you play against yourself from the past? Or yourself from the future? That'd be a cheap... Innit? Right, that'd be a cheeky way, wouldn't it? That'd be... Right, enough, Barlow, because Daddy will take me walking in a minute, but... What if they're making you play against yourself from other dimensions? What if they're splitting the... Boom. And that's all, and it's all in the story of Fortnite. They talk about dimensions. Stop chuffing, Daddy's on the internet. They talk about all these different dimensions. Do you want to come with Daddy? Do you want to come with Daddy? Come on. Come to Daddy. Come to Daddy. Here we are. He's had a bath, this one. He's had a bath and a bit of a haircut. Yeah. So what if, right? What if they're making you play against yourself from other dimensions, from parallel dimensions? That's optional, isn't it? That's an option. So they could... Alright. That way they could fill out the games more. And it's only you logging on, so you play against yourself. And also, right, if there's parallel dimensions and there's multiple... You can't all win. There can only be one winner. So sometimes you take the L, and that means that you, in the parallel dimension, get a big win, yeah? Right? So this is just all my thought process. This is reeling off now. This is going away from Fortnite now. This is just in general terms. So what if some shit things happen in our world and we think, oh, they're shit, I don't like them. But I've got to think to myself, well, in a good way, they're not happening to the parallel me, who is really successful and having a wonderful time. My parallel me has no COVID. There's never been a COVID. The last 2 years were really good. They enjoyed them. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you what, the reason I know this is true, and I know that we are in the shit dimension, right? We're in the shit room, aren't we? We're in the shit room. We're not in the one where it's all gone well. And people say, oh yeah, but we won the war. So in a parallel dimension, Hitler might have won the war. No. In a parallel dimension, Hitler never even got going. We never even needed to have the war. That was the good one. We're in the shit one where all the people got killed and we had to go to a war and do all the killing. That we're in the shit one. So also, it follows you'd be other signals. Well, I've spotted them. John Lennon got shot, but Paul McCartney carried on making music. John Lennon got shot, but Paul McCartney carried on making music. We're in the shit one. Coldplay. We're in the shit one. In another universe, all the people from Coldplay work in a supermarket or something and you never hear from them. That's the good universe. We're in the shit one where they got together and made a band. And we have to see it on the telly. We're in the shit one. And it makes sense, doesn't it? It makes sense. There's parallel universes and we're taking the L so that other us, and you don't feel bad because it's you. I'm still getting all the good stuff. It's just not happening here now. It's the other universe that it's happening. But good old me, I'm taking one for the team here so that parallel universes can be better off. So it's quite noble, really, isn't it? It's quite noble being in the shit one and knowing it. Doesn't mean I'm going to go and buy a Coldplay record. Does it? Doesn't mean I'm going to go and buy a Coldplay record, but it's just a theory. And with that in mind, you might be playing against yourself in Fortnite. And if you do see yourself in Fortnite, don't be too hard on yourself if you kill yourself. I don't mean suicide, of course. Take suicide very seriously. Mental Health Monday, every Monday, 8 p.m. GMT. Tomorrow, even though it's a bank holiday, still be rolling it. But if you see yourself in a computer game and you kill yourself, or you get killed, then more likely you'll get killed because we're in the shit one. And you just think, good on me. Good on you, me. Good on me, you. Good on us. Go us. So there you go. Viva, is that a Coldplay song? It's not amazing. It's awful. It's a series of verses. There's no chorus. It builds up to something, then it goes nowhere. That's all of them. All of the songs. And he plays a piano on stage, leads out, sits there behind a piano. Sometimes Prince used to play the piano, but mainly he'd be on the guitar because he was a rock star. You don't get to be... Look, when I was growing up, rock stars played guitars and stood at the front and went, wow, wild. And you had your hair and you're wild and you're tearing your clothes. Axl Rose used to wear those tiny shorts. Tiny shorts. No human would have worn a pair of shorts so tiny, lest they were on stage and kicking up a fuss. They used to throw televisions out of hotel windows. Chris and Coldplay, they're taking up space where you could get real rock and roll. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace to the music industry. It's a disgrace. It's a stain on the music industry. I mean, pop music's bad enough, but to be in a band and to not be marketed as pop, we're not Pop Zone, we're not all just stood at the front with our microphones. We're not Pop Zone, Mumford and Zones. We're all, I've got he's on the drums, she's on the keyboards. I don't know if there is a female in, I'm trying to be egalitarian. They are on the bass. We don't know, they've got long hair. They get that together and they turn it into the sort of shit that you're listening to in the background now that you could play in an elevator. Lifts if you're in England. Elevators in America. Elevators. They go down as well. They don't just elevate you. They go down as well. Well, they don't just lift you up, do they? Well, no, they lift me down. All right, forget it. That's what my theory is anyway. Let's listen to me on my vocal showreel, because if I come across well in this, then that... I might get some... Well, it was in 2014 and I didn't get any work, so maybe I don't come across well.
These are right. Alright, geezer, what you drinking? Lager?
But this summer, deliver us from evil.
Alright, geezer, what, did you drink a lager? I can see a fortune... Wait, alright, geezer, what you drinking? Lager? I can see a future, don't need fortune tellers. The only girl you'll get tonight will be Bubbly Stella. It's a little rhyming joke. Get on with it.
Is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever, in cinemas now. This summer.
This summer. This summer. This summer. In a world. In a world. I'm doing it now. Just get on with the...
We take you to car park. You fill up. You give us money. We go. We want no problem. Jak się masz? Bardzo dobrze.
That's actual Polish.
Scott. Who are you, man? The Cat in the Hat and the Hat in the Cat are totally different things.
I am the god of hellfire.
And I told you, I told drummer Dave is from Newcastle, so I hope it doesn't offend him that David, I did. Oh wait, man, why I and deck and that, man. That's me Newcastle accent and that. It might be a bit more Middlesbrough. I don't know.
Bring you.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, it will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us all our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And
that's me, American, but it's not very, is it? Forgive us our trespasses. It's hard to do the Lord's Prayer in a different accent because, oh wait, American. Oh God, our Father art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Oh, no, that's not American, is it?
Apparently, in the
I can't even hear it now because I've unplugged the headphones.
As a baby,
that was a good one.
The deepest cry of all the children, and I was recognisable from the depth of my cry, even as a baby.
That is the one thing I do have like going for me, which I should have just done the showreel with. It's just like a normal talking voice with a bit of depth and meter there. I sound like, no specific strong accent, so that's okay. I just should have done that. Where's my battery power gone?
Favourite compact disc and easy chair. Ain't no particular time. I'm holding on for your extra time and your keys.
As an organisation, we really have outdone ourselves this year, all except for Philip, who frankly his efforts have been poor.
No. I'm only joking. Philip, you've been wonderful. Well, Sheridan, I am so very pleased that you've managed to find your way in life. Welcome to the children of the night.
I could have done that. For the telly, though.
I'm sorry, I don't know how to tell you, but it's not you, it's me. I don't like you. We're here in the snake garden, and what have we found? But another snake. But my normal voice is well documented. I've made videos where I read books and talk to camera.
So you know what my voice is, so you don't need to do that last bit, which is, I promised it, so why not? The last 5 seconds, go on then.
There's a lot of those videos available on my YouTube channel.
Thanks very much. No one ever needs to see that again. Gone. Bye. Disappeared. Gone. No one ever needs to see that again, don't they? No one ever needs. This is the Easter news from the UK, just in case you missed it earlier. The people are up the mountains, and they close the toilets up the mountains, so they're forced to shit up the mountain. And there's a big queue there to get to the top of the mountain, and there's shit everywhere. Shit everywhere in Snowdonia. Local beauty spot covered in shit for Easter. That's the local news. So it's not local. It's local to me compared to America, but I don't live in Wales, so I don't have to worry. But I am now off to so similar style of beauty spot, a field nonetheless, to take that little doggy who's been so good over the last couple of hours and let him run. Let him run amok. Let him run however far and wide he wants. Well, within reason. Don't go off. Don't go running off. Just run, but not off. So you be good, my little podcast. I'll recharge the batteries, and we will return. This has been a Genshin Impact stream officially, but you know me, still the same old G. Can't stop chuffing. Need to do a wee. So be good, and if you can't be good, then Jesus is going to come down from heaven and judge us all, apparently. But at a date yet to be determined. So you've still got some time to be naughty before the final judgment. So be good this Easter.